slogan. Indeed, you are turning on our world. And this is the picture. If we could zoom it in.
Leave our Flavia alone.
A
cousin of mine was telling me, Joel, I'm now watching news religiously on a daily basis.
That is the picture right there. Is that? Yes. Men want to know what's going on in the country.
Hopefully. So now some of us are worried because I start next week and I'm thinking, man, this is... They've set the bar so high. Now what am I supposed to do in this
Flavia, you have absolutely...
This is not
this
right.
man's debut. But Joel will be debuting on NTV tonight, next week. Flavia...
But
it's not because of what you're going to get at that moment, at that show, how much you're being paid, but because of what that show, the impact it's going to have tomorrow.
True.
One of my... I will always treasure that day because it was my breakthrough show when I was part of Miss Uganda 2011. I was just an entertainer and my work was to usher in artists. Come, an icebreaker, and then usher an artist. So I did that and it was nice, it was cool, the audience was loving it. And later on, unfortunately for the event, but fortunately for me, being a catwalk kind of event, the lights went off. And without lights, they cannot do anything.
Wow.
So what happens is, there was 40 minutes of silence. So in those 40 minutes, the organizers were like, put in a filler. Can we get well, like I cannot put
real mainstream media before, but I must say when I was doing the interview and the tests, there was a very beautiful lady, tall, and I thought, man, just looking at her, she's definitely going to get the job. But strangely enough, she didn't come through the interviews. So I must say I'm happy to be part of a team, part of an organization, a part of NTV, that it is not just about beauty. And if people think we're beautiful, that's good, but we definitely have more to offer than the way we look. And I must say Flavia does look amazing on TV, and I guess giving more
of their arguments. NTV has also established that the MPs want the president to foot their astronomical legal fees if any deal is to be reached.
Among the demands, did you see there a demand for money? So where are you getting the demand?
Political analysts believe that the president has softened his stance in order to placate the rebel MPs who could be swayed by emergence of former Premier Mama Mbabazi, who is seeking the presidency. Jingo Francis, NTV.
Interesting story there, turnaround of events. Well, Brian had already alluded to what was in the papers. Time for you to take it away now.
Well, Mabel, this morning, the front page of the Daily Monitor screaming with the headline, Museveni strikes deal with the MPs. Barnabas Tinkasimile telling you, we've gone not anywhere. Nowhere. We're still here. That's why we're in court. Implication of this meeting to politics of, especially talking 2016 general elections. What does the meeting mean this morning? That's coming up on the press review. 3rd July 2015. Welcome to Morning at NTV, the press review. Here, Joel Senyonyi joining me. Good morning, Joel.
Good morning.
Are you feeling like it's a Friday?
It is a Friday, dressed down a little bit, and yeah, ready to roll.
Right. Have you ever put on sagging jeans?
Not jeans, actually pants. When I was a little bit younger.
You did balance.
By the way, I ran my race. That's why right now there are things that I don't miss. I sagged, I had these chains, these dog chains and stuff. I used to wear caps. I'll bring you some pictures one of these days.
Joel,
and then I would move like, you know, as if I had boys behind with a bit of
Joel,
swagger.
you're kidding.
I am serious.
You seem like you're a very humble boy.
After a while I grew up, I outgrew all those things, and you know, that was especially S2, S3. You know, I was a beard man. But after that,
this is so hilarious.
You know, there's a time actually the school principal called me up. I was involved in debate and stuff like that, and you know, and I thought the reason he had called me up on the parade was because of they were down this side and everybody was like, he's finished. He called me up and I was all talking nice things about me. I said, But I outgrew them. I did outgrow them. Those are stages that, I don't know, eventually you transcend.
So you know there was a time when the the curls were also very popular.
That's true, I did that.
You know, yeah.
Then your sideburns and stuff. What's that chemical we used to use? No, sorry, you used to use.
What?
So now you see, you exhausted all your beards. Now you have
I
nothing.
burnt the original enzyme. Sorry.
Well, man.
I think so, but
it's okay. But at least you have namakulas here, which show you're old.
Let's start the press review. So, the president had a meeting with the rebel MPs, and Jingo Francis says that he can only agree to the deal if they withdraw that appeal. Significance of this meeting.
I'll tell you, it's very much in the president's interest to cajole these MPs, bring them back to the fold. Why? Because they could easily give him a bloody nose. Because you see, they've been in cahoots with Mbabazi, and they're from the same region, that side. You saw that at Nkasimire wedding, Mbabazi coming up, and there was a mammoth crowd there. Any politician, and Mr. Museveni being the politician he is, he definitely became a timorous man. And so it was in his interest to try and, get these guys back on board. And slowly but surely it's happening. I don't know how he does it, but you see, much of the time you find a guy who is a nemesis of the president, makes a lot of noise, castigates the fellow, but slowly but surely the president calls them back and they accept. I don't know how the president does it, but he does it, so it's a win for him. And look, it's as good as home and dry, because I'm sure they will compare and contrast and be like, you know what is Mbabazi offering us? What chances are high he's going to lose. So
what difference are they going to make? Because the things that the reason why they're in the situation they're in is because there are few things that they disagree. They say the party should go this way, this is not what we are agreeing on, this and this should be in place. Is that still going to change when they return, when they are forgiven?
It doesn't even have to. They will just
because they're still going to continue saying, no. Is the NRM ready to take on that baggage?
But you see, I don't know what you're calling baggage, because you see, many a time when they are called back, they actually go silent. What's his name? Honorable, he's now a minister, state minister for economic planning.
Yeah, Banyenzachi.
That man was vitriolic, leave alone the tickets. These ones, they're nothing.
Yeah.
That man was corrosive towards this government.
And now he's so quiet.
He's as good as dissipated, so he's now, I don't know, he's living the life, he's a minister. And then he went quiet. So these ones will also shut up. They don't have to tell them, okay, now it's okay, you can return and keep making your noise and so on. No.
It just takes one appointment.
There you are. They'll just go silent.
It's the same that has happened to Dr. Chris Baryomunsi too.
You see, Chris Baryomunsi is an interesting man. He's remained objective, I like to think. Even after being appointed minister for health, he still keeps saying, look, we have got to keep our health workers here. And that it's government that was saying, let's take them away.
But it's not the Chris that was that loud before the appointment.
And look, at the risk of campaigning for this man, but you see, when you follow him, at some points, of course, he's been a little bit hard, and definitely as minister, you're going to scale down a little bit, But he's remained objective over certain things, and for me, that's key. You would expect that as health minister, now, you're now going to be the one defending government, health centers, but he keeps saying, look, we've got to increase the health budget, we've got to keep our doctors here so that they take care of our population. And for me, that's good.
And he's still treading the smoking line, tobacco.
Exactly, because that's another area maybe a politician would fear. There's lots of money and stuff, but he's insisting, and I'm saying, that's a good thing. I would like if, these guys get appointed, for example, to keep, talking about some of these things. I hope it can happen.
Well, we'll be following that story, but the president, very few people know exactly what happened in the meeting, but we shall be keeping you updated. Hit list right here.
And you see what the lizard here says, in politics, there are only permanent interests. And that's the truth. You've seen this happen to not one, not two, but a myriad of people. So
this picture here, these are the Muslim clerics that have been targeted. And they say that they are living in fear. A very extensive coverage of, from the people who might be killed to the role of the bodyguard.
You see,
when they are guarding such people.
It's not every day that I get to agree with this guy who calls himself the old man of the clan. But I think it was Newsnight of the day before yesterday. That
with
was
Solomon.
Wednesday, yes. And for once I agreed with him. Because everybody is saying, look, Uganda is secure, we are now worried and so on. And it's not the case, because you see, these guys are targeting a particular group of people. Now, no one is saying that's right, yeah? But we need to address the real issues, and at the risk of being misconstrued here, I think the problem is not insecurity, and the problem, you know, is not so much that we give you, I don't know how many bodyguards, and I think they should be protected, because you see, the other day, you know, the late Sheikh Kidia said, we are unsafe, you know, we are targeted, and maybe not much was done. So I think they need to be given bodyguards and security as well as that can possibly be done. But I think we need to extirpate this problem from the root. What is the problem? Can we begin to find out what that is? Because you see, they're targeting sheikhs. It's Muslim clerics. You see, if it were happening that maybe they've killed a sheikh today, they've killed a reverend tomorrow, they've killed a businessman, they've killed a journalist, you know, then you'd be like, there's a problem. You know, this is an insecurity problem. I don't think this is an insecurity problem. You know, this is a particular group of people that are being targeted. We should find out why. That's you know, what police really should be zeroing down on. Why are they being targeted? And they I mean, these good people need to come together, and I'm sure they have one or two things they can think about and say, this is the reason why.
The Justice League called for the resignation of the IGP over his failure to nip this in the bud.
I don't know. I think Aura has made very many mistakes, but I'm not sure this warrants his resignation. He should resign maybe over other things. You know, the way he handles protests, the way his officers are clamping down on other politicians are not, you know, those others, yes. But this particular one, no, I do not think so. Even though I think he needs to, you know, provide a lot more security, he needs to be on top of this game, yeah. But look, at the end of the day, I think these people need to sit down and resolve these issues. I think the issues are a lot more deep-seated, yeah? Right. They need to nip them out and realize, what's the problem? Is it wrangles? Does it still stem from, you know, the previous altercations there were over the sale of Muslim properties? Is that the case? Could those issues be resolved? Because you see, Brian, if those issues are not sorted out, I'll tell you, and God forbid, you know, but after a couple of months, we shall be on another story of now another one has been gunned down, and after a couple of months, another one. You know, regardless of how much security is given to them, for as long as these issues are not sorted out, it does not matter how much security you have. If somebody is targeting you, somehow they will find you. So we need to solve this once and for all.
Well, of course, to all our Muslim brothers, we absolutely commiserate with you. Aisha, one of our colleagues here, you know, was Sheikh Kidia was her uncle, so we definitely commiserate with you. Switch back to analog. The court has told the UCC. There's a hashtag on Twitter that had started called "Bring Back Our Free TV," but I don't know where it went.
There's a lawyer, according to this story. This lawyer, he's sued UCC, and he's saying, look, now you're making me pay, and yet I was watching this for free. Why? You're not giving me a cogent reason, so we want this free to air back. Free to air in the real sense, you know. As opposed to now they say the set-top boxes are free to air, but you've got to pay, yeah? And so a grade 1 magistrate, Mengo, Chief Magistrate's court yesterday issued a statement saying, look, UCC should switch back to analog as this case gets hard and sorted out, etc., etc. I don't see that happening, of course.
I also, and there's something, there's one of the things that, you know, I was talking to Fred. You see,
Fred, UCC?
Yes. UCC has the license. It is the authority that gives you a license to operate. And it is no longer issuing the license to broadcast in analog. So even if these TV stations go and say, okay, switch back the signal, the signal is already now in digital. So,
well, it can be switched back. If that's what you mean, if you know, there's real insistence, it can be rescinded. There's nothing that cannot be revoked. You know, and by the way, you should know that there are countries that have said no. Nigeria, but South Africa.
Aren't we ever going to become better because of free-to-air?
I think we should.
Just say, okay, let's get this whole country going digital, and let's provide set-top boxes that are affordable.
That's the point I was going to make.
Very affordable.
When the lowest at price is at 125,000 shillings.
That's too much.
That is stupendous for the ordinary Ugandan family out there. Because you see, you know, our GDP per capita is not even $1,000 yet. It's you know, over $500 US. I mean, so that goes to show that many a person cannot afford it, you know.
Right.
Later on they pay TVs. Of course, the cheapest would be one where you buy once and for all a set-top box, 125K, and that's a dandy. But that's a lot of money. You know, not many people can afford that. You want to lower that. You know, there's a time the minister, I think Nyomi Tembo was saying, look, we want to try and get those that can be at about 30,000 shillings. And I thought that's a very good deal. Let's begin there. Even though, yeah, there's many that might say they can't afford 30,000. But at least that's a very good place to start from.
Yeah,
but 125,000 shillings
is too much. There's a picture of two guys who are holding TVs and taking them to park.
But these are politicians. This Segirinya man here, he wants to stand for, I think it's Kawempe South.
But Joel, these people did something. Take a look at this picture. These people did something that many of us can't do. We are here complaining.
What are the fruits of what they did?
But they did something.
So
and maybe
what are the
this
results?
is the fruit. That's why the court
this lawyer sued a long time ago.
It's a series of activities.
No, these charlatans here are just trying to attract attention, yeah? And maybe as the media we are giving them too much as well. These are politicians that are standing in 2016, so they're trying to get attention. Very lousy kids. You know, over everything, they want to blow it out of proportion, make a bit of noise and so on. For goodness, you look at these TV sets, you know.
They are old, of course.
They are old, but they're still working. They are real good. And so if you're saying, because you see, on average, this TV here is about, what, 200,000 shillings. They're still very usable. So if somebody can just get their TVs and discard them, they are 200, you know, these are about 200,000 shillings.
There,
so, and you're saying you cannot afford a set-top box, even though we are saying it
Joel,
should be lower?
you cannot relegate their actions because maybe this action led to court indeed.
No, but see, we are saying this law stood a long time ago.
Yeah, maybe.
These chaps here just came out the other day.
But these TVs were not put there yesterday. The court did not come up with that declaration.
So you're saying these chaps here, they have twisted court?
Maybe. So you cannot relegate them.
I still insist.
Well, let's move on.
Attention seekers, but there you are. Targeted, this story continues here. Targeted Muslim leaders living in fear. Auditor General Sabiti testify as UNRWA investigation start. We are waiting. They've been given 3 months, and let's wait for that probe and see what happens. No leader can substitute governance and institutions. This is according to General Muntu. This is going to be another showdown, especially between the two, General Muntu and Kano Kiza Besigye. Some of us still insist that, look, Besigye has run his race. You know, it would only be a good thing. The charity is, all right, let's allow these institutions to be built. But there you are.
Well, the other day, the president returned 80 land titles to Buganda, and this morning, Buganda is saying that they will verify those land titles. You can read about that. The North and West Top early marriages. Actually, one of the LC1 chairman in Soroti arrests these men that marry young girls because their families, all they need is bride price, and they'll take a young girl. So what he does, he appears on the day of the wedding and arrests the husband, this old husband, and whoever is involved in that deal. So he was unpopular at one point, but people, I think,
who is that?
Now understand. I forget his name, but...
yeah, I think we need to get these chaps here. I mean, these kids' lives are being ruined. Children should be children. That's very important. Now, religious leaders are warning against vote buying in 2016. Let me first object these religious leaders here too, because you see, sometimes we think they are being bought too. Because look, if you're going to be given, you know, pajeros and all these other incentives and stuff,
vote buying?
I like to think so. The timing and so on. Why aren't you saying no to these things? Because they're being given to you by politicians. Are you going to castigate that politician?
We need the cars.
You need them.
Yes,
from home.
To do church work.
For church work. Yeah, then let your church members put monies together and they buy for you the car. Why do you come to with the taxpayer? If I don't go to your church, why should I be subjected to contributing to your car?
Joel, you want us to go the Creflo Dollar where we are told to buy a jet?
Yeah, if talk to your church members,
if the president of the US can offer Creflo Dollar a jet.
On whose money?
I tell you, whose money, who cares? The fact it has come.
Well, maybe I don't care because I'm not a US taxpayer, but here I care. I'm a Ugandan taxpayer. So that's very important. But here
4 charges on Amama, says the red paper this morning, and Baba is to give all all MP aspirants. Cars. Joel, let's stand.
And after a while, we'll be like, we're not too sure this can happen. But you see, cards once given
are not returning.
Quote of the day in the Daily Monitor here. This is made by UPC presidential aspirant Joseph Bosa on Jimmy Akena swearing in. He says this was sheer comedy because what has been done is completely outside the UPC constitution.
Read about two-page spread here in the red paper about someone from the NSSF who is accusing the partner of cheating in a 6-hour chat. Wow. Read about
regional news here. Central Region RDC police block pro Museveni demo. Something similar here in Eastern Uganda. Mbabazi group hoodwinked police in Museveni wear. You see what happened is that these chaps, they decided to wear Museveni's t-shirts and all. Police had known that they had been, given light that these are actually Mbabazi fellows. But when they came, they saw Museveni t-shirts, they left them alone. Then after police went, they did their thing. Distributed Mbabazi t-shirts and so on. There's a cow here. This is the Kabale Chief Administrative Officer that makes my day. He locked out civil servants for coming late. Let me quote for you one of these affected civil servants, the exculpation they give here. By 8 a.m., there's always too much mist in Kabale town. Walking to the district headquarters puts the lives of the persons at risk, as they may be raped by street children that normally smoke bang in the nearby forests. Rubbish. Get to work early.
Okay.
In a minute, let's just look at the Observer here. Top story inside Museveni, rebel MPs meet. Fires leave angry police officers out in the cold. You remember that in Zambia barracks fire. Kaihura tired, quote unquote tired, as another Muslim cleric is murdered. Well, that's what he said. More allegations at National Drug Authority as minister meets the board. Somebody here says, Besigye candidacy, a double-edged sword. And a lot more that's playing out in the Observer.
You can also check out the Scoop magazine in the Daily Monitor. Of course, one of the stories, Eddie Kenzo winning that BET and rallying Ugandans to vote for Chameleon and Bebe Cool. It's not just about these two musicians. It's about the country. At least they are representing us better than some of the people we expect to. And of course, I love Fridays because in the Daily Monitor, it's jobs. So there's jobs to get there, probably given you also the weekend to get ready for that interview. Later on the show, we'll be talking 40-40 and the event that they're going to have this evening, but also JC Muyonjo, a man who sings beautifully, will be gracing the show. Mabel, across the international scene, Greece is still in the headlines. Tell us more about that. And of course, the uproar that US legalizing gay marriage, it's still going on, and many people in the US are saying, okay, we are going to appeal and we'll make sure that the states, we go back like how it has been. The state can say yes or no to gay marriage.
It's still a very interesting debate. I hope America keeps their eyes open. I hope they do. I hope they know what they're doing.
Mabel, over to you.
Thank you very much, Brian. I'll start with CNN. On their page, ISIS publicly smashes Syrian artifacts. And this is quite sad because some of these date back to the 2nd century. In Palmyra, a UNESCO World Heritage site was allegedly destroyed. They destroyed the Alat God statue on Thursday, a significant ancient object depicting a lion catching a deer between its feet. ISIS terrorists have destroyed one of the most important unearthed statues in Syria in terms of quality and weight. UNESCO accused the self-proclaimed Islamic State of cultural cleansing as part of a global propaganda campaign to recruit foreign fighters and dismantle the fabric of societies in the Middle East. Obviously, the ISIS people say they are doing this because these pictures go against what they believe in Islam. China has been criticized over Ramadan restrictions, and the strongest criticism is actually coming in from Turkey, that has close ethnic, religious, and linguistic ties to China's Uyghur minority. Fasting apparently has been banned in some areas, and people are not too happy about this. Schools and local government agencies say they have adopted policies that make it so hard for the residents from fasting during this month of Ramadan. Katy Perry is interested in buying a convent, and there are about 5 nuns there plus an archbishop, and there's a row over who should actually, if they have the right to actually sell this prime piece of land that is situated somewhere in Los Feliz, a neighborhood in Los Angeles. She is interested, but they do not want to sell it to her. Obviously, she has the money, and I guess we will see, you know, if money in the end will save her. Now, Rafael Nadal doubts he will be back after he was beaten by German Dennis Brown. He is wondering if he will he'll get back to his glory days. A bit heart-rendering there. The Spaniard has been beaten by players ranked outside the top 100 in each of his last 4 appearances. He's wondering, you know, obviously he says he has injuries here and there, but, you know, this was a real shock defeat in this second round. Still on the BBC, an interesting story here on a Ugandan footballer. William Kizito Luaga is determined to make an impact at his new club in Portugal. The 21-year-old has signed a 3-year contract with the Portuguese top-flight side, joining from their second-tier club, Sporting Convinha. He earned the move after scoring 17 goals last season, even though Luaga feels he underachieved. Some congratulations there for that Ugandan. Seeing is believing. This is a picture on the BBC World Africa page. A car flew off a road and smashed into the roof of a house in Durban. This is according to emergency services. The driver drove over a ramp, which led him to crash into the house. Fortunately, no one was injured in the house. The driver also escaped with minor injuries. And on to Cuba. We did see this week President Obama talking about the fact that they are going to open embassies in Cuba and vice versa. Now, Wi-Fi has been, access points have been created across the country. Before Wi-Fi signals became available, broadband internet access had been limited to largely desktops and state internet parlors, as well as pricey hotels. So we are seeing Cuba joining into this digital array full blast. Sean Puffy Combs, who was arrested at a college campus on suspicion of assault with a deadly weapon, has actually been let off. He was visiting a university campus where his son plays football when the incident took place. Although the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office declined to file felony charges, the possibility of a lesser misdemeanor charge could remain, and obviously he denied it. He said it was self-defense. This week, a week after the massacre in Sousse in Tunisia, a minute's silence will be observed in remembrance of the 30 British tourists who died. We do know this guy went on rampage, shot tourists who were at the beach and some who were in a hotel. And we'll end with this story on Al Jazeera. The disgraced ex-IMF DSK Dominic Strauss-Kahn, his curious comeback. Has he actually ever left the French political stage? This is an opinion here written since he was acquitted earlier. On charges of aggravated pimping. Probably that means he will be back in politics. We wait to see what that actually means. Morning at NTV will continue after this break.
Watching Morning at NTV.
The Uganda Youth Network, together with Great Lakes Institute for Strategic Studies and NTV Uganda, brings you the Situation Room Uganda. Join us as we discuss eternal democracy of political parties from Gulu District on 4th July 2015. Guest speakers include Ojara Mapinduzi, LC5 Chairman, Gulu, FDC. Okidi Christopher, former aspirant MP, Agago District, DP. Irene Ayo, MP aspirant, Aswa County, NRM. Odong Joffrey, Huramo, Uganda. The debate is free for all. Be part of the debate and influence policy in Uganda. Connect with the Situation Room social platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
Come support the Uganda Cranes team as they take on the Tanzania Taifa Stars in a return leg of the CHAN qualifiers at Nachivubo Stadium this Saturday, the 4th of July 2015. For only 10,000 shillings in the open stand, 20,000 shillings in the pavilion, and 30,000 shillings VIP. This is our time. Let's bring this home. It's now.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
The official sponsors of the Uganda Cranes football team.
On the next episode,
Yes. This sounds like a perfect plan. What was the doctor's name? Dr. Anjali. Now I will see how Babu makes me to do all this work. Ouch! Oh my god. You Chotu. What is wrong with your eyesight, huh? Can't you see where you're walking? Oh god, my shoulder.
My good lord, Meenakshi, have you taken the contract of breaking all the vessels in the house?
you're watching Morning at NTV with Simon Kasiate, Mabel Kebirunji, and Brian Mulondo.
About the NGO bill. Now, in this bill, government seeks to regulate a little bit more the affairs, the activities of NGOs in this country. Of course, the NGOs will tell you, look, government is clamping down on us heavily. Why? Because we are beginning to raise critical issues. 2016 is drawing nigh, and so we are raising the flag on the red flag on issues such as human rights, on political tolerance and the like. And so they think government is intentionally clamping them down, wants to clamp them down, through this bill. Is that the case? Are there no merits to this bill at all? We'll talk that when we get back for the big story.
The big story brought to you by Taj Techno Bread, baked with perfection.
With me this morning is Peter Magala. Peter Magala is an advocate for Chapter 4. Chapter 4 is an NGO, right?
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What's the difference, for starters, between an advocate, a lawyer, a barrister? What's the other word?
Well,
Barristers, I think those are in the UK.
Yeah.
But locally here, there's lawyer, there's advocate, there's...
Yeah, there are also solicitors, but not in Uganda. Anyone who finishes a law degree is a lawyer. When you go to Law Development Center for the sake of Uganda and finish postgraduate in legal practice and then enroll, you become an advocate. So that's the difference between an advocate and a lawyer. Yeah.
And you're the people who think the rest of us did not go to school. You call yourselves learned friends.
Yeah, we learned because if you as a media person disagreed with another media person, you'll come to a lawyer to sort you out, and you'll appear before another lawyer who is called a judge, and your lawyer with another lawyer will talk, you won't talk, so we will decide for you.
Interesting. Anyhow, let's get to the crust of the matter, the NGO bill. You NGOs, you seem to be vehemently opposed to this bill. Why? Because I think it's a good thing that any government anywhere regulates the affairs of whoever is doing business in this country, whether it's business trade or business of ideas and the like.
Yeah, I would say we are not opposed to the bill. We are just opposed to particular parts or sections in the bill. Because for starters, as NGOs, we want to be regulated.
Do you?
Yes, because we know you can't live without being regulated. And as NGOs, we also know that there are bad apples in the whole sector. There are good NGOs and bad NGOs. So what we are saying is, don't make a bill that kills the good and the bad. Make a bill that will enable you to look out for the bad and handle them as the good continue.
So you're saying you want to be regulated, and you want to determine how you want to be regulated?
No, we are not determining how we want to be regulated. You see, regulation, there are standards of regulations. They are developed because the world has moved over centuries. We've had laws, and so there are those things which are basic. There are those things which are standard. So we want those ones to be the ones we see in the bill. For example, issues of access to justice. there's no question about access to justice. But where the bill makes the NGO board, the investigator, the complainant, and the prosecutor, then we oppose to that.
Let's break down some of those clauses, because I've seen, many an NGO representative out there become apoplectic, angry, because of especially some of those, which are those that stick out like a sore thumb, that you really, really oppose to. Saying this is wrong. You talked about the NGO board?
Yeah, you see the powers given to the NGO board are bound to be abused. When you read through the bill, they'll say maybe they will punish you, they will expose you and do ABCD. Then somewhere they say, and anything they deem necessary. Now, that is not proper drafting, because even our constitution says if you are going to punish someone, the punishment must be known before the wrong is committed. It must be written and known. Now, that's one of the things we feel we are opposed to. There is an aspect of winding up, which is closing the organization. It provides that the board can remove, I don't know the right English term. To wind up is to bring to an end, to bring to an end the NGO. And it provides two aspects. One is the NGOs, the members of the NGOs can sit and decide to wind it up. The other is that the board, if you don't follow the policy or blah, blah, they can wind you up. The problem with those two clauses is that winding up, if you look at companies or any other entity, is a long process involving courts. The reason being, NGOs own property, NGOs have debts, NGOs employ people. So if you allow members of the NGOs to wake up and say, okay, today we are closing the NGO, we've made a resolution, let's move on. What happens to the property? What happens to the money? What happens to the staff? The same applies if the board sits today and says we are closing NGO X. So what we are proposing is let it be the way it is for companies. If you feel this NGO should be closed, take it to court. Court will announce to the public that NGO X, because it has done XYZ, will be closed. Anyone who has an issue with that NGO, please come up, tell us either it's a debt, either it's a claim you have. We solve it before we close them.
You see, what precipitated this is the fact that government looks at many an NGO out there whose modus operandi has become politics. Some NGOs are operating like political parties. They hit the road, and what you see them do is actually very active politics, and that can be worrisome. And you've had government officials say, look, just go and register yourselves deregister as an NGO, register yourselves as one of these political parties, DP and the like, so that you become practical politicians, as opposed to hiding under the NGO fraternity, and yet your work is totally different.
Yeah, to begin with, there is no law or any wrong that stops a citizen from participating in politics. That's what we should begin with. So,
but under what pretext?
Now, it's not a pretext. If the citizen decides to participate in politics, he should participate in politics. But if this country feels the NGOs, which are doing things which they consider political, are doing something wrong, they should put in place measures to identify them.
You mean measures like the NGO bill?
You see, the bill is blanket, so they should put in place particular measures, particular standards, where they will say, okay, here we've identified you are doing, instead of doing maybe civic education, for example, because in this country there's a confusion between civic education and politics. If you are doing civic education, we should be able to tell this one is doing civic education and this has gone into politics, and maybe we stop the one who is going into politics. But what we don't accept is to say, because some NGOs have dealt with politics, so all NGOs should be closed. That can't be right.
What do you find good about this bill? I imagine, the entire of it is not bad.
Yeah, the entire of it is not bad. I think, for example, the spirit of the bill is to give the NGO board more capacity to deal with the sector. And as you see, me and you, the NGO board today has no capacity. I don't think they even know how many NGOs exist. Now, they need to have that capacity to be able to look across the NGOs and deal with the sector. To show you that they have no capacity to know how many NGOs and how they operate, this bill has a clause that requires NGOs to re-register after the bill has come into place. Now, you would put such a clause in a bill if you don't know what you're doing, because if all NGOs operating in this country have certificates from the board, then why would the board require them to re-register? All it would need is to go to its own database and say, we have these guys, you are here. Or maybe, if at all they lost the database, all they would need is to say, come and maybe bring a copy of the certificate we issued you, and then we will know, because they are the ones who issued the certificates. So you see, the truth is they are not in control. And so maybe the good from this bill is to try and put them in control of the sector.
How do we deal with, especially briefcase NGOs that are all over the place? When there was trouble in northern Uganda, they made a killing, many of them. They literally gazumped, sponsors and donors, especially those from out of this place. They would take pictures of people and then go and say, look, we are doing some work. These are the people that are out there. They are disconsolate. They need some help. And, they would give them money, which they will not put to use. And there's many an NGO that operate that way. Yeah. Of course, that means, there are the good ones, because for something, to have a bad, there should be a good with which it is compared. So how do we deal with those bad eggs? Because there's many of those.
There are two things around briefcase NGOs.
Some are not necessarily briefcase, they are very well, structured and the like, but what they're doing, it's totally different from what they should be doing.
Yeah, just like I said, they are bad NGOs. They are con men who have used NGOs to con the country. Even some of the worst things we've had in this country, like Chibwetere was an NGO. What we don't have is capacity of the regulator to separate the briefcase from the genuine. And that's where the regulator needs money, more funding, needs to have more staff to be able to cover ground, to be able to identify that actually this NGO, since it registered, it has not opened even a single office, and this NGO is in operation. We really support that. However, we find another strange thing in this bill. There's a clause which says the minister can exempt an entity from being registered as an NGO, and it operates for 6 months, which we find it's like saying the minister can authorize the briefcase NGO to move on, which now we are opposed to, because you don't make such kind of law. You can not legislate and say this entity shall operate without being incorporated and it exists. You can regulate by saying we shall exempt you from a tax, we shall exempt you from maybe a permit or what, but you cannot exempt them from a certificate of incorporation. There you will be promoting briefcase. So we try to look at both sides. Help remove the briefcase, but also help don't create the briefcase yourself.
You see, Peter, when I see a plethora of NGOs in this country, and look, many an NGO out there are doing some good work. They have bettered the lives of many people, given some startups. They've given some a shot in the arm, and that's a very good thing. But you see, when I look at the numerity of them, it goes to show that there is a problem in this country, because these NGOs are coming to fill a gap, a dent that is there, which dent should not be there in the first place. And so I'm thinking, how do we move away from this? Because you see, the kind of country that I look forward to, and which anyway government says we should be working towards 2040, a middle income country and that kind of thing, that would mean many of these NGOs should pull out. Why? Because things will get better. And I'm thinking, so how do we get to that point? Of course now, some of you will probably run out of work. Maybe not. You're skilled, so you look for work elsewhere. But you see, I'm looking forward to a time when there will be less NGOs, and that means this country will be able to stand on its own feet. It will not need, NGOs pushing for human rights, NGOs that are giving seedlings, that are giving startup capital, because things will be a lot better. How do we get to that point?
Yeah, just like you said, NGOs come to fill a gap. And so the best way is if government moved to close that particular gap. Well, you see, there are many gaps, health sector, human rights, and the rest. And it all will have to take government taking deliberate efforts, invest in those sectors, be on ground, because there are parts in this country where I think if you went to some parts of Karamoja, like you said, northern Uganda during the war, there was virtually no government. There was NGOs were the ones in charge, supplying everything. You look at Uganda today, if there is a disaster, chances are that government will wait for Red Cross or an international NGO to come and supply relief. So we need to put our house in order as a country. And the more we put our house in order, the more the NGOs will get less relevant, and maybe they will naturally move to where there is need for their service. So that's what we need to do.
Peter Magala, an advocate from Chapter 4, thanks for talking to us this morning.
You're welcome.
Coming up is My Opinion. Let me start this way. Apologies for that. Let me start this way. I think that NGOs are fairly doing a good job. A good number of them are actually doing an incredible job in this country, and kudos to them. Why not? If you are in trouble and somebody comes to your aid, that's a good thing. But look, Uganda is 50 plus years old now, and for me that goes to show for an adult man who needs to have come of age and needs to begin to do certain things on their own. You know, so when these good people from wherever it is that they come here to provide certain things to help us out, well, good on their part, but I think it goes to show for a problem here. I think it's an indictment on our country that we have not come of age. We are 50 years plus. It's like finding a 50-year-old man who will tell you, you see, I am the way I am because I'm an orphan. I think that's absolute flapdoodle. As a country, we need to grow up. We need to come to the realization that we can make things happen. We should make things happen. We should not wait for our neighbor to come here and ameliorate us. Certain things should happen on their own. So as this NGO bill comes into play, I think it's important that government regulates anybody and everybody that wants to do whatever it is they want to do in this country. However, I think we need to be fair. There's absolutely no devil, if you like, as government. When somebody points out certain issues that are not doing right, that's a good thing. It helps you to realize where the errors are so you can rectify them. Nobody is perfect, so let's accept to be corrected. That's the big story for today. Thanks a bunch for joining us. Coming up in a bit is Everyday Life.
Baked under the principles of good hygienic practices. Agents and distributors, call the numbers on your screen for more information. Taj Techno Bread, baked with perfection.
You're watching Morning at NTV.
A great day starts with Taj Techno Bread, baked to perfection with the best European bakery. Baked with Azam Baker's flour, which is the best in the bakery industry. Our bread is baked under the principles of good hygienic practices. Agents and distributors, call the numbers on your screen for more information. Taj Techno Bread, baked with perfection.
Okay, there's been a burglary.
Whoa, a burglary? How did they even get in?
That's what I'm trying to find out.
Marigalo? I'm sorry.
I'm looking for Tembeka Shiz.
If you want to play dirty, I'm more than happy to oblige.
It's all systems go.
Please don't hurt him. You hurt him yourself.
I can see right through you, even though Umaga lives in Malta's account.
Is that what's going to happen to our daughter, Daddy? Is she going to die?
You know this lady.
Hi, yes, Mr. Jabedi. I have a tip-off.
Fury.
I'm here.
You're also scared to say what you know. The noose is tightening round our necks.
Find a way to loosen it.
Scandal.
We could do this all night. We could do this all
awards show, just one. Best entertainment program.
Log in for the glitz and glamour of Kampala's most flamboyant people and events.
I'm here today for Coco Fingers video shoot.
Big up NTV. Thanks for the support. Log in. Ndiwa no lero nzize kukakasa.
You're Golfy and you're watching Login.
Don't touch that dial, you know what I'm saying. It's log in.
We could do this all night. We could do this all night.
You don't have to look any further. Get online and you'll get any property.
It's all about joinery. How best do you give a tree a very good second life?
Because there's already development happening around.
Say, for example, carpets, thick, luxurious carpet, and you say, I've got to have a carpet wall-to-wall in my house, but we're a hot country.
Welcome to the property show, where we make real estate sense.
Brave woman.
I mean, think about it. Anyone can be hit by a stray bullet any time. So, why can't it happen to the commissioner?
We will have to do that at exactly the right time. We have to know her routine and everything else.
So find out immediately.
Theo, I need to talk to you. It's about Morena.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to know anything about her.
I'm serious,
And I'm
Theo.
also serious. I'm in the middle of training and I have to travel soon. I shouldn't have come out here.
Theo, Theo!
Bye.
You're watching Morning at NTV with Simon Kasiate, Mabel Kebirunji, and Brian Molondo.
Well, you're still watching Morning at NTV this third day of July. Joining me is Elvis Twenda, who is an advocate, a legal man, and he's here as part of the Kigezi College Association. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning.
So, yes, what role do you exactly play in this our senior group?
Yes, I am the legal advisor of Senior Alumni Forum.
Okay.
Which is duly registered, and we are fundraising for the facelift of the school.
Yes, yesterday I was here talking to Mr. Turio Murujendo.
Moses.
Yes, and we did talk about Kigezi College and the fact that, you know, it is one of the government schools, only government schools in the south of the country that was built and has kind of, I don't want to say gone to the dogs, but you as old boys feel you need to do something. So tell us more about this organization. You say it's a legal entity, you're registered and everything?
Yeah, it's a legal entity that is duly registered, and it was registered, the association was registered in 2011,
okay,
around September, and we have been running a number of activities.
Oh, like what? What activities have you been running?
We had a launch of the association the same year. We have moved on and visited the school and provided a few scholastic materials. We have launched chapters in Kigali, for example, and Kabali. So right now, we want to take it to another level because the quality of the students that are produced right now is not good. And when you look at the infrastructure and the number of students has gone so low. When we were there, we were around 900 students. That was around 1995. Right now, the school has 250 students, approximately.
People are not taking their kids to the school and you're concerned.
We are really concerned because the infrastructure...
And I know that Bachiga are many.
We are many. And when you look at the dormitories, they are not good and they are not habitable. Therefore, it affects... There is no parent who is going to take their students to a school that is not habitable. So we want to make sure that whatever we correct, we renovate the dormitories and other infrastructure in the school so that we can garner the support of the parents to take their students.
Would you take your kids there?
Definitely, yes. Why not?
Do you have children of that age that you take
not yet,
here
but
from
we are planning
to
for the future.
To Kabale, because that's another thing. Most people are coming towards the cities, and you know, those days we would travel far and wide to go to a particular school. but these days people prefer to have their kids closer to home.
Not really. And we still have children from Kabali, and I personally come from Kabali. If I had not gone to Gezi College, maybe here. So it is the same cause that we are running against to make sure that the school produces quality students, and we carry it on as a senior spirit.
And this is your website, your
Yes.
genuine Facebook page.
Yes, yes.
Kigezi College Butobere, they are known as the Abyssinia, the
Yes.
only Abyssinia.
The only senior.
The only school north of River Limpopo and south of the Sahara. You people, it seems, were posers those days. You felt
No.
you were the...
No, we are not posers. The senior spirit, we got it from 1957, and we are carrying it on.
I do know Kabale is one of the most beautiful places in Uganda, and I'll say that without any bias. So tell us more about the fundraising dinner that is happening tomorrow.
The fundraising dinner is happening tomorrow at Imperial Royal at Primrose Restaurant. It's starting at 5:30 p.m. The chief guest is His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda. And we expect to have him, and he's the chief fundraiser for this function. So we call upon all the Abyssinia, wherever they are, well-wishers and friends, to come and support our school.
Okay, you heard it there. Tickets can be bought at All Saints Cathedral, Christ the King Church, and St. John's Church of Uganda in Tebe, as well as at the entrance. Can people buy at the entrance?
At the entrance, though we are not encouraging it.
You want for planning
but
purposes.
we have a secretariat that is calling people, and whenever they are available, the cards are delivered to them.
Okay, thank you very much, Elvis Twenda, the legal advisor to the Abyssinia, and those are the alumni of Kigezi College Butobere. It was a powerhouse in Kigezi some years back, and they want to restore it to its former glory. We will now cross over to Brian for Everyday Life.
Well, this morning, of course, love people who do amazing things, and the guys at 4040 have mastered the art of using social media to cause change. Good morning.
Good morning, Brian.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
We been seeing the dormitory, the bricks,
the sand, the cement,
the basketball tournament, and now we have something that I think is absolutely amazing. We've seen the hashtag, past meets present. What is this about?
The hashtag is actually Crock and Rhyme, but the theme is past meets present. So Crock and Rhyme is our annual 4040 charity concert. So what we do, we hold a concert so that we can raise money for our cause for the year. So this year, the cause for 4040, we are trying to build a dome for the girls at Elohim Children's Center. Elohim Children's Center is an orphanage. You know, disadvantaged children go to that center.
That's the one in Luwero?
Yes, Bombo Luwero. And what I really loved about these kids is, aside from the fact that they're orphans, they are dancers. They have a troupe. They're trained to perform. You know, that's what they do every day to try and raise some money for you know, general upkeep, food, chai, vuji, you know, those things of school. Yes. So now we're trying to help them and build a dome for the girls, because they are located next to the barracks. So it's important that we protect, you know, the children. There's so much going on around them. Yes. So Crock and Rhyme is a fundraising concert this year, and it's happening tonight. Today. Yes, at the Uganda Museum. The show is starting at 6:30. We have a number of artists. So the theme this year is past meets present. So we have some old artists, we have some new artists.
Oh.
Yes.
Is Maddox going to be there?
Yes. What? How can you ask such an obvious question? Maddox is going to be there. Joanita Kaulia is going to be there. Cute Kaya is going to be there. Yes.
Cute Kaya?
Cute Kaya is going to be there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very exciting.
Yes.
Well, join these guys. If I could have that artwork on the screen, it's very interesting here. There are lots of artists from, I see even guys who are doing a cappella. Do you see that?
There's Sauti Africa, there's Kanan Gents, there's Nava Gray, there's Munji, there's Nati Nathan. There's so many people. There's JC Muyonjo, there's Benezeri, Ruyonga, Richie, Chimera. Generally, it's as if Enkuka, but Enkuka Yabana.
Aha.
Yes.
Fantastic. That's absolutely interesting. Well, that is past meets present from 4040. These guys, you know, proud to be to know some of them, and I know Esther Collins and the whole crew there doing an absolute amazing job. So one of the guys that will feature at the concert this evening is JC Muyonjo. That's coming up on Everyday Life.
Everyday Life
Is brought to you by ICEA Group.
on Star Times.
JC Muyonjo in the building.
Hi Brian, what's up?
Hey, first take it away.
Well, I'll be playing a song, one of my old songs that I did way back in 2012. It's called You Know I Love You. You are like nectar, and I a bee, a stream of water, and I a deer. You are the sun rays after the rain. You complete me completely, yeah. You lift me up when I am down, and I do not know how to repay you. You lift me up when I am down. I do not know how to repay you. Hey, help me feel this love that I cannot deny. Help me do those things I thought that I will never do. Every time I sing about you, you know I love you. Every time I sing about you, you know I love you. You know I love you, yeah. And I cannot deny the love that you have for me. Oh Lord, in my life I'm grateful you set me free. Obulamu wange mutademu mikono jo tewali mulala sola okunjagalanga gwe. You lift me up when I am down. I do not know how to repay you. You lift me up when I am down, and I do not know how to repay you. Hey, help me feel this love that I cannot deny. Help me do those things I thought that I will never do. Every time I sing about you, you know I love you. Every time I sing about you, you know I love you. You know I love you, yeah, yeah. You know I love you.
JC, live in the building. My studio audience, Yani, you're letting me down. Yeah. Dude. Magical.
Thank you, thank you.
Ochukolotia, by the way.
God's grace.
It's beautiful music.
Yeah, thank you.
JC Muyonjo, do you just sing gospel music?
Well, I think about life. I'm a Christian, first and foremost, I'm a Christian. But so many things inspire me, you know. Love is okay to sing about because Christians do fall in love.
Yeah.
And we live in a country and politics is also part of our life. So I'll sing about politics as well. So I'm not really relegated to sing about, you know, gospel music.
What's your story? Where did it start? Why did you decide to go professional?
Professional. Well, I decided to go mainstream back in 2012. I was in church. I'm still in church. I was in church. I was in church, and I decided to actually go mainstream because I believe this is a career that I want to pursue. Yeah, not only do it in church. I believe we have to inspire people. We have to reach out. And instead of singing to the choir, and go on and inspire other people outside as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you write your own music?
Yeah, sometimes I write my music. Sometimes I have people that help me, focus group. One of them is actually Kimera. I go to him and...
Sam?
Yeah, Sam Kimera.
Wow.
Yeah.
you know, I think I've had numerous discussions with Sam over, you know, the content that musicians produce and whether it has sense or not, whether you're singing about sagging pants or what is it about for you? What inspires you to write the music that you write?
Well, what inspires me to write? Many things inspire me, but what I'll say is you have to be true to yourself. You know, don't try to be what you're not just because you think it's a cool thing to be. When you're true to yourself, it's easier to be original, and it's you don't get lost. You know, and it also depends on where you come from. You know, your upbringing. You know, those are things that inspire a person to be who they are as a musician. You don't forget that stuff. Yeah.
I see, you know, this artwork, My Father. Is it the first album you have? Do you have one album?
No, actually, I'm going to release an EP, maybe an album, but an EP probably in September. My Father was one of the first songs that I did with Rionga and Avasa.
So Avasa looks like Tupac, eh? Can you have that photo? It looks like Tupac Shakur. I'm like, so when I saw this, I was like, dude, wow, he did a song with Tupac.
No, Avasa actually produced the song. And he sent it to me. He was still in the States then. He sent me the beat, and like, I think it's a really nice song for you to appear on. And like, okay, I wrote to it, and yeah, we did the song. And Rionga had to be on the song. A rapper had to be on the song, and Rionga was a definite person to be on that song.
All right, you sample us, you know, something from My Father.
I'll do another song. My Father is not an acoustic song.
All right.
Yeah, okay, I'll do another song.
Okay.
It's called If We Try. It'll also be on the EP. Take your time and listen to your radio. All the stories from your frequency. Who are we to act like we don't even care about dying, please? Innocent young ones deceased. They don't see no remedy to cure dysfunctionalities. Politicians say whatever it takes. On their minds, it's all about how much to make. We won't change the world by wishing things were done. We could make a difference one by one. How long will you wait for something to be done? You could make a difference just as one. If we try, I know yimuko bayambe. If we try, I know yimuko batase. If we make up our minds, do something divine. If we try, for I know, yeah. Take your time and watch your evening news. All these atrocities on your TV screen in Somalia, Syria, South Sudan. All these places that have turned into war zones. We keep praying for, hoping on foreign intervention. Irony is when your neighbor's dying of starvation. Open your eyes, can't you see? We won't change the world by wishing things were done. We could make a difference one by one. How long will you wait for something to be done? You could make a difference just as one. If we try, I know yimuko ayambe. If we try, I know yimuko batase. If you make up your mind, do something divine. If we try, for I know. If we try, yeah, yeah. If we try, oh. If you make up your mind, do something divine. If we try, I.
Yeah. Dude, you even add in your own instruments. What do they call them? Huh? What? Wow. That's amazing. That's beautiful music. It's going to be at Croc and Rhyme this evening. Past meets present. I have a bit of the past. Old school shoes. Huh? Yeah, okay, Nkade, but it's a bit. Yeah, so that's a sample of the past. And the present, and what? The present is the jeans, eh? Everything is old. Yeah. So what would I need for the new? The shirt is new. I have the tab, the iPad. Yeah. Past meets present. So do that, and JC Muyonjo will be there. Dude, you're also an artist.
Yeah, man, I'm actually a fine artist, so do graphics. I'm a fine artist, I'm a trained fine artist. Actually, most of the day I'm an artist.
I see pictures like this. Let's have those pictures up. I see Myth here. There's one I saw. Wow, is this Tamba?
No.
Who is this?
Well, it's an art piece I just did. Random pictures that I drew sometimes.
This is you?
Self-portrait.
Okay. So how much, is this what you do during the day?
Yeah. Okay, I'm also a musician, yeah. Like I try to balance it, both my skills as a musician, as an artist. But you know, in Uganda, it's hard to specialize sometimes. We're not signed to record deals that actually make you get all the money that you need.
Right.
So you have to do a lot of stuff. So especially the creatives. So you have to really touch a lot of things in order to do, to make a living. So I'm an artist. I'm also a graphics designer. I'll have to venture into animation at one point. It's not that I have to do all the things because I'm greedy for the money, but because there's nothing wrong with, learning. Da Vinci was a universalist. He could do all these things. He could sing. He was an engineer. He was an artist. So there's nothing wrong with doing all this stuff. If you can handle it, do it.
Who inspires you?
Who inspires me as a musician or as an artist?
As a musician? What?
As a musician, I'm inspired by many people, but I think Jonathan Butler is on top of the list. Michael Aminda, D'Angelo, Music Soul Child, Maxwell. I'm inspired by R&B and soul and blues. Yeah.
Many people have said, like in Uganda, if you sing Kazungu, it may not sell. So are you planning to do probably a song that is purely Luganda? Because if you listen, we'll probably put you in the category of Abasa, Morris Kiria, Sam Chimera. And I see Sam Chimera deliberately did a song that had Luganda / in I Love You, I Love You, I had you
Luganda.
sample a verse of Luganda.
Well, first and foremost, I'm a Mutoro. So when I try to sing Luganda, you'll be able to notice the loopholes in my Luganda. But it's not, okay, I can sing Luganda. You're trying to reach out to many audiences. I will not sing Luganda because I want to sell, but because you probably want to reach out, and expand your fan base. But I was listening to a song today morning when I was coming here, and it was in Lingala, and I realized Ugandans used to dance to Lingala and never understood anything whatsoever.
Yeah,
so
we only knew one in Frakata. That's all we could say.
Yeah, exactly. So when
and Rasta Rob MC, that's all we knew.
Yeah, so it's I think it's kind of hypocritical when you're like, Luganda won't, English won't sell, yet you understand it more than Lingala. So if I can do a song in English, and again it's a global world, you can reach out there and people will accept you. Maurice had to be accepted in France before Ugandans were like, oh, he's a musician too.
Yeah.
So I think we should support the people as well. There are many people that speak English here that understand the language. It's about the creativity of the artist. How do you deliver your music, whether Luganda, whether English, whether whatever it is. It's about the creativity of the artist. Yeah.
Well, a couple of questions before we let you go. Okay. These are off head.
Okay.
What do you think about heaven?
Heaven is real.
That's all. Huh?
Yes.
What do you want to do with that one thing that you want to do before you die?
Wow. There's so many things. I can't put it in
I have a
one.
Muzungu friend of mine who said, well, they want to relocate to Africa. So
wow, awesome.
Before they die. I don't know if they...
I've never thought about it because I have a lot to achieve before thinking about death right now. So I've really never thought about it.
The one thing that people do not know about you.
One thing that people don't know about me. They've just seen me. There's so many things they don't know about me. Well, I'm single.
There you go. Okay. The ladies are screaming. Ladies, more screams, Yani. Really. But all those ones, she's not taken yet. So yeah, look into that camera and just say you're single once again.
I'm single and not searching. Yeah.
Yani. But JC Muyonjo, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you, Brian.
Well, obviously, you have to hook us up with one more tune, and I will let you go. For the first time ever on TV, JC Muyonjo, live in the flesh. He is going to be at the Uganda Museum this evening. Just get your 10K and go there and support 4040. And on Twitter, it's at 40days_40 smiles. On Facebook, 40 days over 40 smiles, and go and give towards this worthy cause as they help the kids of Elohim school there come up with a dormitory and the rest. Is really an amazing achievement. Esther Kalenze has also been nominated in the HIT Awards for something. Chigambecho chizibu. Yeah, philanthropist of the year. Go there and vote for her. Timeless Otuji /HIT Awards UG. And yeah, I think she deserves it, right? I think she deserves it. All right, JC Muyonjo, let's go.
Cannot help it but dream about us, what it will feel like when you're by my side, giving to me the best of who you are. That kind of love makes it special. Oh, it's only the bridge of time in between you and I, holding back my affection until it's you I find. Mungu alikuumba kwa ajili yangu na nitakuja kuwa wewe. Oh, I'm waiting on you. I'm waiting on you. Oh, I'm waiting on you. Oh, I'm waiting on Ntaongoja, yeah. No, that I am looking for something real, something simple, nothing complicated. Teach me how to love you, there being no one above you, but God himself will place you in my arms. Show me your heart, and I will show you mine. Break down those walls, I bet you will be fine, yeah. Mungu alikuumba kwa ajili yangu na nitakuja kuwa wewe. Oh, I'm waiting on you. I'm waiting on you. Oh, I'm waiting on you. Oh, I'm waiting on Ntaongoja. Blow me away with your beautiful smile. Draw me in with your sense of style. Blow me away with your beautiful smile. Draw me in with your sense of style, yeah. Yeah, I'm waiting on only you. Oh, Tewali mulala, Kenonya, yeah, Tewali mulala, Kenize. Oh, I am waiting on only you, yeah, yeah. Oh.
In this financial jungle, you need an ally. Welcome to the new ICEA Group, your one-stop shop for all your insurance, pensions, and investment solutions.
Start time. Owagabiwo mu digital team. For more information, call 117-117-700. Start time. Affordable digital television.
watching Morning at NTV with Simon Kasiate, Mabel Kebirunji, and Brian Mulondo.
That's why she uses new geisha with extracts from nature that make it mild enough to use for the whole family. New geisha, mild care for your family skin.
The Uganda Youth Network, together with Great Lakes Institute for Strategic Studies and NTV Uganda, brings you the Situation Room Uganda. Join us as we discuss eternal democracy of political parties from Gulu District on 4th July 2015. Guest speakers include Ojara Mapinduzi, LC5 Chairman, Gulu, FDC. Okidi Christopher, former aspirant MP, Agago District, DP. Irene Ayo, MP aspirant, Aswa County, NRM. Odong Joffrey, Huramo, Uganda. The debate is free for all. Be part of the debate and influence policy in Uganda. Connect with the Situation Room social platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jesus came to set you free and to be free indeed.
In life, you don't wait. There are certain times where you wait for certain decisions, but when it comes to taking action and choices, you have to move.
Jesus Christ found me, and he actually asked me a question, whether I wanted to live or to die.
Every day of my life was struggling. It's just that God has given me this kind of hope.
GXP every Sunday only on NTV, your official inspiration station.
Suraj, please help me out. Babu was accusing you of some necklace that has gone missing from the house.
Sandhya, what you intend to do and what you don't, I don't have the patience and the strength to understand that anymore.
All these allegations were leveled against me. Then, how can I feel happy today? My reputation was maligned by everyone.
I firmly believe that she's a liar. She's not innocent.
Leave her hand right now!
I will not.
I will make their life miserable if anyone tries to touch or see my sister. Got it?
I will not listen to you. No way.
Oh no, what should I do now?
Made for each other, every Monday to Friday, 6:30 p.m.
Look at all the juices that are in there, and that is what I'm looking for. My goodness, look at that.
How would your daily routine change if you suddenly couldn't walk or see with perfect vision?
Very little collecting around you, beginning to laugh, make all sorts of comments. So that one really affected my childhood while I was growing.
Like my Facebook is full.
Hello, my love.
Adolfo.
A wealthy and influential family appear to have it all.
Your husband. He was looking for you.
What did you tell him?
Nothing.
Something has happened that has changed things between the two of us. You know that I will always love your brother.
But they were rocked by a tragedy when Adolfo, husband of the eldest daughter, Ignacia, died by falling out a window in the family mansion.
I asked a question. Did he die?
When Gonzalo marries Ignacia 6 months later, he is compelled to unravel the mystery of what happened to Adolfo.
Why do you have so many questions?
Someone who lives in this house killed Adolfo.
How could you not tell Gonzalo about Leonardo? Get out of here. You can't just burst into my office screaming like that.
Gonzalo's unable to have children.
Watch these mysteries unfold right before your eyes every Tuesday and Wednesday at 10 p.m. in Behind Closed Doors, only on NTV.
Obonyumirwa ebyemizannyo jangu nkulage.
Does! And Adam Johnson, the boyhood Newcastle United man, Derek, flying in the face of all football logic. A magnificent goal by Robbie van Persie. Ferdinand! Everton lead at Old Trafford. Walcott, Giroud. Suarez. Super Suarez. And that backs it up.
Ekifo ekimu kisawa musu n'ekyalo ekiweddeko abamanye bakiraza mumwa. Tugenda kutuuka gy'oli oyogere naffe ebikwata ku kyalo kyo, embeera mw'okolera, ebyobufuzi, ebyobulamu n'ensonga endala nnyingi. Ebyogerwa tebiyita. Tuusa eddoboozi lyo, yogera naffe buli Lwakuna butereevu ku NTV akawungeezi.
We transact every day, and for centuries, currencies have changed hands. Business is a must, and that is why Money Matters makes it a must to talk business.
It's the biggest market out in Uganda because of East African connections and business.
From farming to business trading, we give you all the angles.
When you're harvesting, that one is the most important part, which we have to be there.
We'll bring you all the details that doing business has to offer.
Thoughts of the business leaders in the market.
The airline industry doesn't operate like any other industry, where you go in and buy a shirt and this shirt is 20 shillings today and it will be 20 shillings tomorrow, 20 shillings.
The analysis of the costs and the income in the industries. From wherever we are, we talk business, and at Money Matters, where money indeed matters. Business is a must.
So, don't miss talking business with us every Thursday only on NTV.
Okay, there's been a burglary.
Whoa, a burglary? How did they even get in?
That's what I'm trying to find out.
Maricalo?
I'm sorry. I'm looking for Tembeka Shezi. If you want to play dirty, I'm more than happy to oblige.
It's all systems go.
Please don't hurt him. You hurt him yourself. I can see right through you, even though Umangali's no man's account.
Is that what's going to happen to our daughter? To die?
You know this lady.
Hi, yes, Mr. Jabedi. I have a tip-off.
Fury.
I'm here.
You also scared to say what you know. The noose is tightening round our necks.
Find a way to loosen it.
Scandal.
about town that were worth the hype in recent days. We start off with Fie and Leila Kayondo's video launch that went down in Club Governor.
This is about town. I am about to Tracy, and as you can see, we're in Club Governor on a double divas premiere. You got Leila Kayondo and of course Fie tonight. Yes. Video premiere, 2 divas. What do you expect really?
I expect a lot. Actually, I'm here for 2 people. Leila Kayondo. Everyone says we're sisters, but we're not. And then I'm here for my friend. She's really my good friend, Fie.
What goes into putting whatever together choreography for like, because you've worked with almost everyone in the industry? How does it come about?
First of all, for example, this specific video, we met with such a vibe, then he gave me a concept on what to do. And so we talked about what he was thinking for the video, and then he told us what he wanted. And then we went back and we structured a choreography fit for the concept of the song so that they can merge together. Hi, this is Rosemary and Sharon. You're watching About Town.
How did you 2 girls get together? They say, you know what, let's have one night, and we actually premiere our videos on the same night.
I should say, first of all, because we're friends, and then because it was a coincidence that we had new videos in the line, and then we at the same time, yes.
What do you think has changed? What do you think should be improved on? Where are we heading?
The music industry is so congested, apparently. Okay. There are many people coming up, some with good music, some with bad music, but we take it in because I would say the critics, a little bit of the critics, we know who is good and who is bad, so we take it in and check it out later.
See, I have it.
Hi, I'm Helen Lukoma, and I'm here at the video premiere at Governor, supporting my girl Leila Kayondo and Fie, and you're watching About Town. Mwah.
2 divas with their double do brought the house down. Kenzo also had his show off in Governor a week later, dubbed the Eddie Kenzo Experience.
Tonight is the Eddie Kenzo Experience. And it involved the album preview and all that. Yeah, that was all about it.
He wanted his fans to have a moment of just listening to his new album. And yes, it was truly an experience that was worth the hype.
I really, 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 really love you. I really, really love you. Yeah, you're watching About Town.
Naira Ali unveiled her maiden first album.
Right now, I am a hype. Trust me. Honestly, I'm like, yeah, I got this.
Naira Ali is my good friend. I think we are going to work in the future.
I'm also here to be a friend to her, so big up and thanks to everybody that turned up.
Say that Naira Ali hasn't made it here on her own. I have made it because of people like you. I've made it because of different people that support me, you know?
And yes, it was a Naira Ali moment of fame.
Fire, fire, fire. This is Good Life Radio and Weasel burning the fire. Yeah, more fire.
The Good Life brothers too had their album launch concert that they chose to call Best of Radio and Whizzle. Guest acts from Jose Chameleon, Bobby Wine, among others, graced the night. The revealers were on point.
We are the best. We are the standard measure of music here.
Isaiah Katumwa and Hugh Masekela also jazzed up revealers at Serena in the Airtel Jazz It Up concert.
Masekela's music, and seeing him live, it's a whole different experience.
I love jazz, and I love Isaiah.
It was a unique kind of entertainment special for jazz lovers. Salvador Idringi also treated his ardent fans to a power-packed laughter session at his first ever Serena solo appearance in a one-man comedy show. First of its kind in Uganda.
Working for this company whose crocodiles eat bananas.
Keep watching About Town because me is About Town and you are About Town. My city scale Kampala. Watch that. About Town.
About Town is your social friend that brings you up to speed with everything about your city or town in entertainment, sports, leisure, travel, fashion, lifestyle events, news, and so much more.
not so many people will prophesy and give an accurate or an exact date. Prophet Elvis, before this event, said there's going to be a tsunami on the 26th, that's Boxing Day, 2004, and it came to pass.
But our brother, Elvis Mbonye, has given a new angle and a new face that gives hope that our nation, after all, still has a chance.
So what really is prophecy? Well, when you see prophecy, when you encounter prophecy, you will know what it is.
NTV goes mobile.
So you can watch the news and any of your favorite programming from anywhere, anytime on your mobile phone.
You can catch your favorite program and news from the comfort of your office, taxi, car, or your favorite kafunda anytime. Download NTV Mobi now on Play Store. Terms and conditions apply. The Uganda Youth Network, together with Great Lakes Institute for Strategic Studies and NTV Uganda, brings you the Situation Room Uganda. Join us as we discuss eternal democracy of political parties from Gulu District on 4th July 2015. Guest speakers include Ojara Mapinduzi, LC5 Chairman, Gulu, FDC. Okidi Christopher, former aspirant MP, Agago District, DP. Irene Ayo, MP aspirant, Aswa County, NRM. Odong Joffrey, Huramo, Uganda. The debate is free for all. Be part of the debate and influence policy in Uganda. Connect with the Situation Room social platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
No more waiting for your client to view their ads only when there's a TV screen. Your ads can be mobile and extremely affordable. Advertise for as little as 15,000 shillings on NTV Mobi and be seen everywhere. If you don't have an ad, our epic graphics team is waiting to put an ad together for you. At NTV, there's no such thing as a small business. Be part of the experience. Call now. NTV Mobi. Advertising redefined.
How would your daily routine change if you suddenly couldn't walk or see with perfect vision?
Very many people collecting around you, beginning to laugh, make all sorts of comments. So that one really affected my childhood while I was growing.
Like my Facebook is full.
It's time to take action to end child marriage in Uganda. Nearly 50% of 20 to 49-year-old women in Uganda today were married by the age of 18. That's 3 million women in Uganda today. That's many dreams crushed. Every night from June 29th to July 8th, 2015, watch a series of features that will explore the issue of child marriage in Uganda. And we want to know your story. How are you or somebody you know contributing to end child marriage in Uganda? Tell us on at NTV, at UNICEF, at YouReport, and potentially be featured on NTV. It's time to take action to end child marriage in Uganda. Hashtag end child marriage UG.
Come support the Uganda Cranes team as they take on the Tanzania Taifa Stars in a return leg of the CHAN qualifiers at Nachivubo Stadium this Saturday, the 4th of July 2015. For only 10,000 shillings in the open stand, 20,000 shillings in the pavilion, and 30,000 shillings VIP. This is our time. Let's bring this home. It's now.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
The official sponsors of the Uganda Cranes football team. Campus Brief is brought to you by Victoria University. Did you know? Victoria University is a cosmopolitan and multicultural university strategically located in the heart of Kampala City
at Victoria Towers on plot 1 through 13 Ginger Road and offer the following first-class facilities: fully air-conditioned lecture rooms, a state-of-the-art computer lab, modern reference library, spacious student lounge with 5-star ambiance, state-of-the-art clinical skills lab, and simulation center.
Every student gets a free laptop. Registration is now open. Enroll now. For more information, please contact us at the information below. Victoria University. Come prepared to learn. Leave prepared to succeed.
Brave woman. I mean, think about it. Anyone can be hit by a stray bullet any time. So, why can't it happen to the commissioner?
We will have to do that at exactly the right time. We have to know her routine and everything else.
So find out immediately.
Theo, I need to talk to you. It's about Morena.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to know anything about her.
I'm serious,
And I'm also serious. I'm in the middle of training and I have to travel soon. I shouldn't have come out here.
Theo! Theo!
Bye.
As the lightsabers flash across the screen and the theme blares out from the latest surround sound speakers, the legion of devoted fans know that there is one man who is responsible for the Star Wars saga. Underneath the sabers, the suits and the spaceships is the movie's creator, George Lucas. George's contributions to his films vary significantly from writing to directing to producing. In order to have more control of the execution of his films, Lucas built a movie-making empire outside of Hollywood. George created Skywalker Ranch, where he both lives and works. In amongst the release of the original Star Wars trilogy, George teamed up with good friend Steven Spielberg to create the successful Indiana Jones trilogy starring Harrison Ford. After starring in George's American Graffiti and Star Wars movies, Harrison was not George's first pick, but as it turns out, the two make a good team, as well as great movies. Understandably, Harrison Ford has great respect for George.
The man's a genius. You know, I mean, he's a wonderful storyteller and a very inventive storyteller, and he's had an enormous impact on culture.
Those behind the camera also look up to George, though no one admires him more than Steven Spielberg.
I love this man. He is my brother. He's my best friend. And from one honorary knight to a Jedi Knight, I give you all George Lucas.
George remains close friends with Spielberg, with Steven constantly using George's special effects company ILM, or Industrial Light and Magic, for the effects required for his movies. But how did George come to create these companies? During the production of the first Star Wars film, George had very specific special effects in mind and formed his own company to create them. The result was Industrial Light and Magic, who specialise in digital special effects and sound design, and now cater for movies like Harry Potter, Men in Black, and Minority Report. George was raised on a ranch in California. As a teenager, making films was surprisingly not his first love. But after an accident put an end to his dreams of a racing career, he focused his attentions elsewhere. And I'm sure all Star Wars fans are thankful he chose the course he did. 1999 saw the release of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, the first in a series of 3 films to prequel the original. Like the first trilogy, the films would be released 3 years apart, with Attack of the Clones in 2002 and Revenge of the Sith in 2005. While it appears George is able to hit the mark when it comes to pleasing the audience, pleasing critics is a little harder, but George knows who's more important to impress.
Obviously, I'm making the film so that people enjoy it and have a good experience. I mean, the critics always hate it, so I'm going to be used to that part too.
It appears George was taught well, not only from the University of Southern California's film school, but also from working alongside his first director and now close friend, Francis Ford Coppola. As time went on, technology improved, so when it came to releasing the original trilogy on DVD, George digitally transferred the film. He also added a few extras visually and enhanced sound. As always, he took the time to maintain the high standards that his fans have grown to expect. After being involved in just a few films, George had created his own production company, Lucasfilm Limited, and has been generating his movies his way ever since. While writing, producing and directing, George has created some of American cinema's most memorable movies, with American Graffiti, Indiana Jones and of course the infamous Star Wars series.
The Force will be with you, always.
Is brought to you by
Detto. Be 100% sure.
Baniriza nnyo ku program mwase mutya lunaku lwa kutaano lwe lukomekereza week eya program eno. Tubaagala nnyo mukoze kyamaanyi okugitambuliza ku mulamwa ne ku mutindo. Mweyongeri atanaakwagala page yaffe tuli mu bantu omutwalo gumu mu 10. Kati gwe atanabatwagala ekyokola kya bwereere yangu mangu otwagale tutambulirawo mpola mpola. Leero Rashida Bukenya namuyomba okuza birthday yo Chris Tusime happy birthday Ramla Milka Zulaika Nakamya ne Frederick Mugesha mulikuza amazaalibwa olwaleero tubagaliza amazaalibwa agajjudde emirembe n'essanyu. Era leero kantumireko mikwano gyange abagala ennyo program eno tebatusuulirira buli ke tusuulayo baterekako comment. Tuyina Shamira Katengwa, Stephen Bazongere Semwanga, Mutebi Musa e Dubai ne Faizo Mozei e Abu Dhabi. Mwebale nnyo mukola kyamaanyi namwe abalala bendeseeyo nja kubamenyayo basatu bana buli lunaku. Mwasuza mutya. Muli ku mwase mutya. Leero nina omukulu era Suuna mubadde mwebuuza jalagawa. Suuna naye alina emboozi ye mu bintu bino ebya music gyagenda okuba nga atubuulira. Ojja kukuba essimu gw'alina ekibuuzo kya Suuna omubuuze kyeyagala okumanya. Ali willing byonna okubiddamu. Katulabe egimu ku miziki gya Suuna.
Basula mu mategula sipati abantu mubalaba mu makoti naye buli muntu wali muzi walabire enjuba n'omusana mu mazima y'amanyi bwasula omanyi bagamba tatamukute agamba yaye era bagamba nti aye bweru yalamu omuliro bwe gusikidde Nyumba zali zogera zandyasize ebizibu bye zisirikidde oluso omuntu ky'omusuubira si bwe kiringa gwe bw'oba osuubira kundi ennyonyi yazifuula takisa suubula China bwe mugamba nti mu mwezi atuusa konteyina tekulanganya ebyo bwe mwogera nti oyo omuganga tebamusibira bu miliyoni 6 owulira lwaki muteeka bannammwe ku minzaani ne mubapima mu kyajinga banna buli muntu wali yamanyi bwali yamanyi kyali babalaba mu makoti motoka mafuta benzi babalabana mu mawofiisi basula mu mategula sipati abantu mubalaba mu makoti naye buli muntu wali muzi walabire enjuba n'omusana mu mazima yamanyi bwasula abagaga bangi bootasuubira bagwa mu bizinesi z'abajemera eyalira ndilodye muyengo omusanga busenga nga yafuuka mupangisa amabanja ga banka gamulema bu apatimenti bwe yali azimbye ne babukwakula eyali asubula Dubai levo ya subula na buli kimu nkikola lila nfuba kola birungi nkuŋŋaanya mbeera ejjana ya Allah gye nkolerera era enkola y'omubaka kwentambulira nze buli kimu nkikola lila eswala Ramadhan nkola lila eyo zaka ne saddaaka mbitola lila njagala nkole ne hijja insha Allah njagala obusiraamu bwange mbutuuse eri Allah ngasiimye njagala mpitewo ku minzaani ya Allah nfune ejjana ye nesiime kulunaku lwa kiyama nange nteekebweko mu kisikirize njagala mpone ebibonyobonyo bya kabuli ebiniize ya Allah ya Allah ya Allah ya Allah abasiraamu tunywerere ku Allah ya Allah ya Allah ne bwoba mu muswipa tova ku Allah jala jalaluhu ya Allah ya Allah jala jalaluhu ya Allah ya Allah ya Allah Rabbi ya Rabbina ya Allah ya Allah Allahu Akbar Allahu Akbar I am Muslim and I'm so proud Mulinya Allah shout it loud Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh Matolela salam Fenda tulibaduba Allah Najini mwiza Mungu wejitiwa Ye najini jana Ye najini kiyama Ye musasizi wa basasizi Omulezi omutonzi w'eggulu n'ensi ayagala nnyo n'okusonyiwa oyo ayonoona n'amala neyenenya.
Okay, Murangira Suna yo mugenyi gwe tulina olwaleero nziramu okubaaniriza ku program eya mwasize mutya otuyana nganze
no be very fine
nkwaniriza nnyo Suna. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi
Eddiini ogikwasiza maanyi otanze n'otukubira obuyimba.
Alhamdulillah
wafuuse kati gospel artist.
Alhamdulillah.
Eddiini ogikwasiza amaanyi
byonna matendo ga Allah.
Kyama kikiwalaba ogimazeemu bbanga ki?
Myaka 3 kati.
Myaka 3. Kiri kitya?
Kiri very fine. Kirungi nnyo okumanya Katonda kikisinga okuba ekirungi omuntu kyeyandibadde akola.
Eri walito omutegeera bulungi.
Katonda ntumunoonyeza mu bintu bingi kati otuuka ekiseera n'okutuukawo okola ki w'omumanyira nti mu buli kimu ye ali omu. Kati eri gye nali Katonda nali nkimanyi nti gyali nize nali sigenda mu kyaki nali sikuganga sinangiri yonna gye mutenderezaamu kubanga kirabika yitanatuusa kunnungamya kuba Katonda yalungamya gwaba ayagadde mu mbeera yonna gyamwagala oli ne waaba ali mu ddiini ki asobola omulungamiza naye kati ndoza ye yalabanga mu busiraamu bwenja okusinga omutegeerera obulungi.
Olwo kiki ekikuleeta mu busiraamu?
Ekindeeta mu busiraamu
wakeera n'akulabikira Allah n'agamba Suna eno kati gye nkwagala.
Allah takyetaaga kulabikira kukuteeka wayagala akuwa bubi birowoozo mu mutwe n'akulaga nti kola ekyo.
Batugamba mukyala yakusiramula. How true? Oba buli kimu kibaako n'akimuyambako kituukako?
Teri kintu kikwatagana na busiraamu nti omuntu yasiraamuse lwa gundi ekyengero ekyo Allah yakigaba toswaga nti gundi yasiramudde gundi kuba eddiini eyo ya Allah. Teri muntu alina maanyi gagamba nti gundi yamusiramudde era enjogera
era omuntu ayinza okujja n'agamba Suna njagala osiramuke ompase naye lwakuba mu mutima gwo tekibaamu era ojja kukikola mugende mu muzikiti babawoowe naye tojja kugenda maaso ku bisoma.
Enjogera nfu nnyo nti gundi yasiramula gundi wabula tugamba nti ekyengera Allah yakiyisiza ku ki
muono
amazima gali nti ekyengera Allah yakiyisiza ku mukyala wange Aisha naye si Aisha nti yeyansiramula talina maanyi gansiramula naye Mungu yamuyisizaako kuba namusanga musiraamu nga te obusiraamu abukwasaganya bulungi n'abunjagaza kitegeeza nti Mungu yateekawo embeera eyo.
Nyogera n'obusoma kwampulira ebigambo obyogera waliwo oli ajja nagaa salaamu alaikum Farid ng'olabye ddala teri mugunna.
Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin.
Okay. Ogamba ki mu bya music waze mu gospel?
No nze nyimba buli kimu era ndabye osose kuba balaba makooti luyimba lubulira abantu mu nsi wa message ate nodamu n'okuba olw'eddiini so nze nyimba byonna kubanga ensi ejjuddemu abantu ab'endowooza nyingi kati nyimba buli kimu.
Otajetinga buli omu?
Yes.
Natadde ku Facebook abantu ne bagamba tugenda kuleeta Murangira Suna bangi badde bagamba muleeta tunnyonnyole yabulirawa ebivulu byo gwe obikubirawa oba tukyakolera mu bivulu. Manyi waliwo abayimbi abeerinnyisa eddaala nga yesente zazifuna walala.
Akati ekigambo kubula ekyo nakyo njagala kusomesa abatuwuliriza n'abatulaba olwaleero tosobola kugamba nti omuyimbi abulirawa omuyimbi tabula ng'abula atya singa tubadde muno kubawagiza ababuziza ekibuuzo ekyo twandimubuuziza nti omuyimbi abula atya okala ayinza okuddamu naga nti omuyimbi abula kuba batalina akapya kyeki era akakadde ke kaliwa kuba oyinza okuga nti tuyiteyo abantu nagamba nga tolina kapya nomubuuza akakadde ke kaliwa nanga takamanyinawo kakati olwaleero kansomese abantu katono nnyo omuyimbi tabula ate ennaku zino twayambibwa tulina emitimbagano tulina kikati omuyimbi genda bugenzi ku YouTube ku internet yonna yonna gy'olina oba olina YouTube oba olina ki oteekemu nti OS omulangira Ssuuna ojja kulaba n'ebipya by'otakola ki before nga tonaba mujajinga nti abuze soka ogenda omunoonyeeko
nange mbadde ndudde okuwulira naye bwe nagenza okulaba ennyimba zo ezimu mu Katima Court wa 2014 just last year
webale nnyo webale ddala so bw'obanga mu lufu onjagala oteeka okuba nga onoonyereza kyendiko
anti tumanyi mu abayimbi muyimiriddewo kuffe tulina okuba nga tubamanyi tubalaba mutwetoolodde buli kaseera bwe mpulira ekirango ku radio abaleekaana amannya nina okuwulira mu Ssuuna manyi kati olwo Ssuuna akola
kituufu kakati olwaleero katwala omukisa guno okunyonyera abantu nti ebivulu ku TV ne ku radio birangibwa bulungi nnyo gye tugenda okubeera maybe ndowooza erinnya lyange we lituuka nga balyogera mu kalango oba olindooza terimuyingira buyingizi naye nzindaba nga mbeerayo ku shows era nenzikola
oli mulangira byaddala oba
ndi mulangira byaddala gwe gwandibadde nti gwe muziro gwange
ova wasuubana bakuzaalawa
nze ndi musajja munnamasaka
oli weewaffe Buddu
ndiwe Buddu wali Embiriizi wali
nzaawo
ne Masaka mu Kimanya naye nga basically Embiriizi
oli muliraanwa wange Masaka nze mbeerawo mu Soweto
amin
tubulire kapya kikoyina kati tulabye ya Allah ogenda kalauncinga
of course ya Allah oluyimba lwa kulungamya abantu mu nsi message ya Katonda si kintu nidde okulonkinga oludunduma lujja kubeerawo ebbanga lyonna lyonna kuba message ya Katonda naye plan zenina zakolayo concert tulina kintu kyetteeka naye badde sinaba kutuuka kwagala kukyogerako ekyo olw'ensonga nti kikyali kuki mu cooking
naye nga ya mwaka guno
ya mwaka guno
kinene
okamala era of course ngenda kudda wano mu program nsasule ekisasule
ojja kuba bulangu naye wano badde ofunye free air
sigenda kyogerera naye just a little bit of it tulina kyetutegeka nga ne kinene nnyo nnyo okusukka ne mbunene bw'obunene
Ssuuna olina talent era abantu abandabye nga nteeka program eno bagambye omuvubuka oyo alina talent naye tetumuwulira nnyo tavuze nnyo nga bw'olaba bano abaana bato abakajja ba Kenzo naye nga ate eddoboozi olirina okkiriza nti mu music muno mulimu luck mulimu omukisa
ekintu kyonna mu nsi kirimu luck teri si music yekka kubanga ng'oli TV presenter naye tukkiriza nti era waliwo abakusinga ki
naye tebafunanga platform
waliyo abakusinga waliwo n'abalina erinnya nga takola ku TV eno naye ng'akusinga erinnya ng'alina TV kwakola naye nga bwayimirira ewantu gwe tosobola kukola ki so ku nsi tulinga engalo era tosobola kusindiikira n'olugalo terusobola kwesindikiza ne lwenkana luno okitegeera Mungu alina we yatukomyaga nti kati gwe ojja kukoma wano gwe ojja kukola but I'm very comfortable and happy wendi aye n'ekirala buli lunaku olukya omuntu oba osuubira kati omuntu alina eddiini ku mutima era ng'otya Katonda towaalirira ogenda ku peesi mpola kubanga oyinza okwogera nti abaana bato bazze naye nze nyinza okuba nga nina wenyimirira ng'omwana oyo omuto gwe gweyogerako tayimirirawo tuyinza okuba nga bwe tweteeka ku graph nga ayinza okuba alina oluyimba olw'amaanyi naye nga nina awantunze ate wendi ye walasobola kukola ki kubeera so tusiŋŋana ate ekirala omuntu okubeera n'oluyimba olumu nga lwe luvuze nga lwakabi si kyekimu kikakasa nti yasinga okuba nange bwenkera ku makyawo nentegeka show yange nengitegeka bulungi nnyo ku Serena abantu bajje ne bandaba
kyekifuula omuyimbi owakabi enamba gyapuulinga ku shows ennyimba zafulumya oba hit gyafulumya
nze kankubuulire nina abayimbi wano nsobola n'okuboogerako amannya bempita nti oyo wakabi abasajja nga Chameleone sajja nga Baby Cool nagamba nti ntadde concert ku Serena ndi bwogu 5,000 nejjula kakati gwe njagala oveeyo nkakase oteke show ku Serena wekka
naye bwolanga katikati nonga n'omulangira Ssuuna gyali Chameleone gyali how sure are you nti about 50% bazirwa Chameleone ba Ssuuna 20% bazirwa Big Eye 20% bazirwa Good wipima otya nti katikati wagikube era nze abantu bafuna olina kuba nti Freedom City nafunya abantu n'enseka ninga kakati yalanze abayimbi 40
buli omwe alina
kyokagamba mu nakubye Freedom City kankubuulira amazima kuba Freedom City wekka tukakase nti ki nti oli wakabi kijja kukikakasa so nze ngeza kugamba abantu nti yes omuntu oli baba mwagala naye tukakasa tutya nti yekago bazokola era olaba bujjo bwetulanga shows ne kutabako bayimbi balala abatubye tembiwulira ebyo gundi bamulanze teyazze kitegeeza abo babadde bazze kulaba oyo yazze kulaba Gravity teyamulabye yazze kulaba Ssuuna teyamulabye kyokka nga lonchi yabadde yagundi
kwegamba gwe omuntu okuba w'amaanyi mu music industry ateeka kubanga ayina abantu balagawo
kubanga
ne bwedita
badoboozi gwe tulage amaanyi kubanga tulina wano abayimbi ab'amaanyi nga waliwo abana ababasinga okuyimba nga omwana alina wansi olusi talina naluyimba naye nga bwavaayo n'ayimba toyagala kuwulira oli alina linnya bwobanga musical otegeera nga toyagala ng'ogamba gundi abireko ono omwana yabayimba naye ekintu kya music kyafuuka political nnyo nti asinga pokopoko gundi balwanye bakoze ebintu babiteekamu nnyo politics naye kankubuulire inshallah maaso eyo ebintu bijja kutereera abateekeddwa okuba mu kintu nti gundi yamanyi bajja kubeera nga bakifunamu
kigenda kutereera kikyanga ebituwabako ebiseera ebisinga si kyangu kubizza
nkugambye kijja kutereera
kati gwe pokopoko akulemera oba gwe naye ba talent
nga we nkugambye si buli fenna tugenda kati fenna tugenda kukola ebyo nti kanfuneyo mimbi gwe nwana naye fenna tukola amawulire tutandika okweyimbako nga twevuma abantu batwagala ekyo singa nali njaga kikola nina baganda bange betwacankalamu nabo nandibadde ntambula naabo nga tukola ki no the good life nandibadde nga tuveyo nga tweyimbako ennyimba ez'ejerega biki bitwandikoze bye kati nze I'm not that type of a person I keep a low profile nyimbira abantu bange
eddoboozi lyona erikuwogerera
wegenda ku YouTube olabe music wange atambula views ziri zitya then utandika okujajinga naye tova buvimbanga nga gundi yawula omanyi gye mbeera
simanyiyo okay oli ku NTV program ya mwasize mtakati umulemu katananye bwetikomawo agenda tukolera kwako kagambi aka radio and weasel then ne revival chichi ekyabaawo tukomawo
realm of God is touching base with the earthly dimension through the office of the prophet. World events are being prophesied long before they come to pass, and they do come to pass just as precisely as they were seen.
One of them was the UPCA. When a conflict arose, it became so much for the person who currently leads that party.
Now I see South Africa, and I see social unrest.
And the lives of individuals are being impacted, and their destinies are defined by the prophetic voice in our midst. It's time for all the walls of unbelief to crumble in the wake of such a clear manifestation of the supernatural realm.
next episode.
Yes. This sounds like a perfect plan. What was the doctor's name? Dr. Anjali. Now I will see how Babu makes me to do all this work. Ouch! Oh my god. You Chotu! What is wrong with your eyesight, huh? Can't you see where you're walking? Oh god, my shoulder.
My good lord, Meenakshi, have you taken the contract of breaking all the vessels in the house?
Amazimanze sakwagala kumbonyabonya dia mukwano nyabola banze tombonyabonya amazimanze sakwagala kumbonyabonya ogana buli kyenkuwa mu mutima omulungi songa omukwano gwe ninanze kyoli mungi eno omukwano gwange otwala sinsonga ngate omukwano gwe nkuwa gwe tegusangika nyabonze tombonyabonya amazimanze sakwagala kumbonyabonya dia mukwano nyabola banze tombonyabonya amazimanze sakwagala kumbonyabonya
nakudata oluyimba olwo radio ne Wizo ebiseera ebyo ng'oyokya nnyo ne ba radio nga bakajja nabo nga bookya kawulikika bulungi nnyo bambi. Yes, kiki ekyabaawo gwe ne radio ne Wizo?
Ekyabaawo
wali obeegasseeko nga muyimbira wamu oba just wajja ne mukola collabo nga bwe kitera okuba kuba?
Just twakola collaboration. We've never been a crew tutubeera nk'okulunze nabo. Twakola just collaboration ne tuyimba oluyimba olwo Mungu n'atuteekamu omukisa ne lufuuka lw'amaanyi going platinum. Just control yajja ku bintu bya launch yalwo. And the sina nnyo kyantuukako ku kyo kuba just akatono nnyo akanyigamu kuba nti they left me out ku show ne batanteekako ne be part of the show ne bagiranga bokka ne bagikola ate ng'olimba
tebakutegeeza nako wadde?
No. I was never informed. Bagenda mu maaso ne bakola ebyabwe show ne bazikola ne zibeerayo nembeerawo ke nakyo because I believe Mukama Katonda ku nsi kuno tuliwo abantu abamu baliwo to see through others ate abamu waliwo to see each other through kati nze nalimu abaliwo to see each other through fena tuyitewo naye nga ate baliwo to see through me bayite ku munze ngera bwe kyalabika kuba kiri evident.
Oba show ze bateeka zaali za ku launching oba album nabanga Nakudata is just one of the songs on the album.
Even if album launch wabaawo lead song era oteekako nti Nakudata album launch, which was the case era kye baateekako ku banners ne ku posters, kitegeeza nina kuba part of that kubanga ndiki
oli part of the song.
Ate nekirala besides that nze nakola audio oluyimba olwo, nze nakola video y'oluyimba olwo
ku ssente zo
right mu studio yange ewake wange era osinga babadde basobola omanye abantu abamu tebanoonyereza bwe bawulira nti kakati olwaleero radio ne Wizo basinga suuna omuntu omu ayinza okutunulira ba radio nti be batuufu olwokuba be balina ki amaanyi. Nze njogera ng'omusajja omunaddiini ayogera amazima atasobola kulimba mu kisiibo nga yasiibye. Owulira abantu abamu babaga nti akati gundi be basinga, of course suuna tasobola kubasinga kuba be balina ki amaanyi okunsinga. That is the truth. Naye oluyimba olwo nze nalukola mu studio nga producer wa audio ne era nze nalukola video nze nagikola era bwe bateekako credits ebyo ebigambo bye tuwandiikako singa abadde asobola obbireeta waliwo wabeera credits ne bijja bulungi ne babipozinga abantu basome balemenga kwogera bintu basome bagamba ebigambo webiri wali nti OS ku video OS ku audio singa baali babikoledde walala era wali kye bantaddeko nti
tugaba kulyaza amaanyi
ate album launch eyo nalina okuba really part and partial kuba producer olina okubeera nti olina percentage owning mu luyimba saakola olwo oluyimba n'abakola oluyimba bwe bayita siraba lwaki onnumya
olwawera
free of charge tebampanga kuwadde 2 era bwe bavayo nti ku luyimba bwe twakuwa singi 2 sobola okubibaddiza right away bwanga be batuufu nemba kuli oluyimba lwe bayita ngamba nti wendi naawe bwoli
muwangadde mubadde mwena akaseera
ezo naziba kule just kaseera katono nnyo
nezo tezikuluma nnyo gekikuluma yena kudata
nina kudata nyita nnyo kyannuma ngenda kuwulira ensonga lwaki nga maze okuba ennyimba zanakola nabakolera oluseera lwaki onnumya ngamba nti bwendi nange bweri nembakolera oluyimba nze nabakolera vidiyo ya Zwena n'omuvuka muta Abex
era
bwereere tebapanga wadde singi 2 sina nsonga lwaki nnimba nga nasiga
mwayina enkolagana
era ze still nkyababongako bo bebasalawo naga nti asijja mubongako ze sina buzibu I don't beef era bwe mbasanga I pay respect to them mbabuuza
era n'abalaba video babalabako credits ezo bagamba producer muntu w'amaanyi
bagende abantu bonna abatulaba kati bazanye video ezo bazina mayumba gaabwe batunuulire ebigambo ebiriko balabe manya kyagalikani yakola video ezo n'ennyimba ezo ekyo kiri out kakati nakudata lwaki gaite ebintu ebyo tebinnuma finally nze nafuna kye nali njagala abantu oluyimba olwo lwayongera okuntunda nga producer ne lwongera okuntunda nga writer saaluwandiika nze kanabo bawandiika nekinga nti neluntunda nga writer era mu ngeri eyo oluyimba olwo lwaluka nominatingibwa mu Kora Awards ekiwulira abakulu awo ne bagezaako kuddamu remix it didn't do well kusingira ki
walimu mu remix
alimu era oluyimba olwo mu nnyimba zayo zonna abayimbi kubamu ku bamaanyi nga be bayita ba P Square mu nnyimba zonna zebalina zebayimbye oluyimba lwe bakola ki lwe bateekako credit baga nti mu nnyimba zonna this is the song lwemwina olwakaki eyo nangeza kukakasa ne accolade ya Royal Palm Awards 2008 zenjirina ekisinga okunnuma ku kyo
lwaki bagiwagwe
because I'm the producer and the owner of the song literally
gundi yali ki producer of the year
yali song of the year kati accolade eyo abakulu abo baali bagezako n'okugirwanira naye nababuuza ekibuzo nga nti really ku bintu byonna byemumpisizzaamu even nakana akagiraasi nako temusobola kandekera honestly ku sente zemulidde mu luyimba luno tours zemukoze Rwanda wa America wa yonna temuletanga wadde a single dollar saagala sente temujjango nekumpa wadde handshake ntisuna mbutuufu the best thing you did kugenda mu mawulire ne musaasanya be mwasaasanya but really nekano ka glass temusobola kandekera nga producer oluyimba nembeera nake wange for these years nenzijukirira okwo ensonyi nezibakwata nembagamba kuba kwaliko million 2 nga zezigirako nembagamba nti mmwe eva mbadde mwagala sente take the money mutwale million ziri 2 zikantwala akagirasi kamu era ekyo kyekyabakkakkanyanga maze baga at mutwale sente era ne batwala sente bazigabana million zikinali nfa accolade eyo njiteeke wange era ngitunulako bwe ngamba this year gwali gwakabi
wabakubirako nga shows ziwedde ezo za Nakudata album launch wabakubira bo bafuna cases ne bakubira ne bagamba
let me say this sina kyakola sandi kyogedde naye kankyogere nga bakave Rwanda mwe twali ba neighbors ne bagayiza abo nga bakave yes wali enyanama nga tuli ba neighbors really nga Moses radio batambula ne bajje wange ne batambula obutambuzi bigere just a few meters nenga bakave Rwanda nali Mbale kati Mbale nali ngenze kuwiringa kuinstallinga studio ya mukwano gwange babita Muzeyi Kato kati bali Rwanda bankubira amasimu buli kaseera bakomyewo bamaze okukola show ne Peace ne ba Peace Square bankubira amasimu namala weeks 2 nenkomawo kati finally baddamu kuba esimu lagana nakomyewo tukunoonya tukwagala biki radio yakera ku macha yatambuza na bigere najje wange ku macha zali sanga 3 nakonkola nalina mudiro nga ntudde mukulaba TV nayingira yayingira nafulumanzi wabweru ndabakonkona kane twogerera awo wabweru nemugale mbujo munkulira amasimu munoonya biki mubadde muga kiki kiriwo
kapyaki
ndozo baba
mwagala kola bondala
oyo banga ndoza bayina kibayi kyamaanyi kyangamba nati munochu kunoonya kuwa ku sente ningamba thank God finally basajja bano basimye ningamba newe kinaba ki at least bakoze eki
bansimye
nawe jo tukunoonya kuwa sente nasoka kwada mu musawo yeno nanye ukolo kirongera kigano ojja nakutya ojja kwewuunya kugamba nakwata mu musawo yeno nanoonya sente radio yajjayo sinji 15,000 wallahi billahi tallahi nasibi Allah ansasire
nazikuwa
ne sinji 10,000 ebiseere 15,000 zezaali zibanakyusa ezirina kala kabulu akizenkadde ne sinji 10,000 olwa green wallahi nazigatta bwati
nakuwa kakagako
bulijjo twagala kuwa kusente wallahi billahi tallahi
oba zaali dola nga wetegereza
10,000 sinji kakaaga ka Museveni aka Uganda ne mubuuza bulijjo munoonya kumpa sinji kakaaga nantunulira bwati
yakugamba kyekyo yakuba tekakuwa
kigambo kyonna kati aba atambula bwati afuluma mukyalo wange by then alina mukyalo wange akola ku Movit nemugamba nti Ashanti omanyi
by then walina mukyala ono yenyini
mta Ashanti mwaka 2007-8
kwegamba oli haji wababiri
no by then nga sinaba nakusiramuka nakasiramuka biseera nengamba Ashanti omanyi kwata sente zo genda ozigulemu kyona kyoyagala ate ozimalewo ebigambo byanvaamu musajja waffe nakuwulita nakolaki nagenda up to now
temudanga mukuwuliziganya
tuwulize mukugambe nti bwe mbasanga mbabongako sirina mutawana na muntu yenna mu nsi muno ne up to now nkyatakula omuntu we nebuuza radio ekyamulete wanga after calling me for 2 weeks to give me 60,000 shillings nanyumizako ku mikwano gyange buli omu nayogera byeyo yali azze kukulogaawe buli omu nayogera byakolaki but me I don't believe in that ne up to now nkyakyebuuza radio ekyamulete wange after calling me for 2 good weeks nga antegekedde shins
zirabika oba zaali nyingi naye aba avaayo wakoba ne bamusaba
omuntu oba olina sente nyingi tosobola kwenonye
naye ng'olwedde yakubidde eddambwajja
for 2 weeks omuntu akubira kitegeeza kyakutegekedde neyenonye eno neweekuŋŋaanyamu singi kakaaga nga kwoletedde muno kwobadde omukubirako for 2 weeks titwagala bulijjo kuwa ku sente
ekyo tukireko boya engeri gyataliiwo
radio nga bwe munakola ki ekyo munansonyiwa bwe yiza okuba suse wenandikomensikyogerawo kumpewo no naye kugamba kyansukkako ne this time ndowooza nkiflowinze okuva mu mutima gwange
tunawulira okuva mu radio lwe tuli batumukyaziza osanga naye alitubulira lwaki yakikola obanga ddala kituufu
bwali basobodde okwogera amazima yakikola
olina ennyimba endala z'okubye n'abantu abalala waliwo lwakuba n'aziz gwe ndowooza waliwo maama ndabira maama ne ba chikatrup yes ennyimba ezo nazo zisoundinga bulungi ne luno nakodata kugamba zituwaliriza fe abaagaziba okulowooza oba soon ali powerful nga collaborating n'omuntu omulala he can't stand alone sometimes
waliwo nolwotayogedde lwebayita waliwo made in Uganda lwenakola ne Fidempa nenkolayo olusinga zino zonna olwadda ndooza nga kunakudana January December yali very successful ne Tonics
nalulaba ne video yali very good
ati ekyo kyogamba Farida nti nemulowooza bwe muti nti oba collaborating n'omuntu kiba kyamaanyi nakyo kisobola okuba ekituufu
bamugasa emitwe ebiri
naye nina ennyimba gwezola tunuulira zokuba totaddeeko mugundi naye nga zezintwala ng'omuntu zezinkolera okukamala nenzifunamu nesente nga teziwaawadde nnyo ng'omuntu bwe yandyagadde ziwaawaale
naye ng'erigokayimba nga ki buyimba kyobubuulirizaamu
golooza how do I earn a living ndi muyimbi
anti olina studio
no nzibya studio nabivaako dayasba nasembayo okolera studio nasembayo okolera musajja gwe bayita DJ Michael oluyimba lwe bayita mukomuko
nge nalwo gwe walukola ate walaki wabivaamu wali okola bulungi
ba artists tebasiima munange
lwaki ofaako bakusiime do your work let them pay
ate they pay
tebasasula
do they pay
kugamba wali okolera bwereere
engeri nali muyimbi nga na studio kati nga ndi friendly nnyo omuntu bwajja kugamba mutulwawo nemukuba olwali nomugamba nkukolera okiwulira naye nga kyoyagala akomewo akusiime but the best thing kyebakola ate kati ngaoyo DJ Michael yagenda kuwandika ku luyimba lwe era bajja olutekakawulula mu kifo kyokutaka at least ekino kyenali njagala by then studio yange baali bagita Morin Studios yateekako nti dancehall studios ku video kati abantu ngaabo lwaki mba mbonaabona ukireka nange nina eddoboozi nsobola okweyimbira
oba wandifunyeyo bano abato abajja obuuzi bandisiimye okusinga bali abaali bakola dde amannya gaabwe
kakati we nakolera naku data radio nebizo balina linnya kirimbuulire balina oluyimba ki
baali batandika butandisa
bali upcoming
okay waliwo n'abagamba mbu okozesa nnyo ebidongo by'abantu abalala mu nnyimba zo. Totera nnyo kuba original. How true is that? Naye katusooke tuwummulemu katono. Temuvaawo katuwummulemu katono nnyo. Essimu tugenda zikwata mu kitundu ekiddako. Tukomawo.
Richard knows that as much as he fears no challenge from Land Cruiser carburetors, Mitsubishi engines, or Subaru gearboxes, his wife Ruth fears no stain.
As long as I trust new Nomi White, I fear no stain.
Fear no stain, because new Nomi White just loves clothes.
This one is for you, Mama.
Turn moments into memories with our trusted internet. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Ne OS omulangira Suuna mu studio atangaza ku mboozi yo kuyimba OS ekintu kino allegation ene ya okuba nti toli original tutangazeemuko ofuna olukusa okukozesa ebintu ebyo by'okozesa mu nnyimba ezitali zaabwe okola otya
akati njagadde okutwala omukisa guno okubuulira abantu ekintu kino waliwo n'aba TV presenters ku ma TV agamu abalina programs nga bajirega abayimbi bavuruga abayimbi nga bwe balabye gumimbi gwa wawulya gwe baagala okuvuruga abangwira nga bamuvuruga gundi akubye ekintu kifaananyi kya gundi tali origino ebyo ne boogera ebintu bingi nnyo naye olwaleero ntwala omukisa guno okunyonyola abantu nti omuntu yenna n'avaayo nannyonnyola nti Uganda tuyimba style bweti gwe Suuna si gy'oyimba wabula ye yaffe eyasookawo nga bonoga nti Abajamaica balina raga ne reggae
tutwalina kadongo kamuwa
yakinkugamba nti oli aveeyo nja kuteeka wana akakadde ka ssente oli ne wajja kati nga nkyali kumpewo kamuwa ayimirire wano annyonnyola abantu nti Suuna toyimba style ya Uganda gye bayita gundi okoppa era amenyere abayimbi bataano nga bayimba style yaki
wekikyo si style
nkugamba amenyere abayimbi bataano nga bo bayimba style yaffe bafana ayimba Ugandan style pomini chichi. See, I'm not attacking anyone. Wabula ndetanga example. What is pomini? Oli nadda ku at least ku artist ayimbye ku Luganda. Nana niko muvuruga. Wakiri mulimu Oluganda pimbye nyimba, mulimu ne message nti guma si enkomerero. Nina gwe mbulira. Agume. Gunodda kunze nonjere gambo. Si imbye style yafe. Nodda kumuyimbi ayimbe kigambo kyota inaye nyingi atasobola kunnyonnyola
boche bagamba is not the style Suuna bagamba bokwata ebidongo kuva mu nnyimba endala
nzijaawo ebiva nandi kubyeki kinjagala okumanya nandi kubyeki ani atakubye bintu kankuwe nnyimba oluyimbo ennyimba ezimu waliwo zowulira nga mudofu ziri mu bidandali by'Abajamaica
wakwazi bali watizahitenga nyo ne tutazimanya
mugenzi sizijja kunyuma naye wali ennyimba ono omuyimbi gunne yakuta oluyimba nga lwa mu Jamaica omuyimbi big artist n'abiyimbira ddala ng'oli bwe yayimbye ne n'abiteeka mu Luganda oyo ye tebagenda mumufaako kuba muyimbi muki munene bajja kujja bakube oba kiki naye Suna wanakola ekintu kyonna bajja mutunuulira ekyo nze sikifaako
lwaki olina olutwe
nze ndi musajja musiraamu
nange ndi mukyala musiraamu
what is olutwe kitegeeza
abantu okubanga bakulingiriza nnyo
kyebaita olutwe no actually kankubuulire nze ate nkinterpretinga bulala singa nkola ekintu abantu ne bakikometingako nnyo then ate awo mumanya nti ekintu ekyo kyamakulu kubanga bweba tolina kyoli tebasobola kwogerako
nga kalike wayimba buli omu gyasula yamanye nkuba n'omusana
kati tosobola kwogerwako nkankubulire
nga
tolina kyoli oli omala kubafuka naye olwaleero njala kutwala omukisa mbagane nti bannange ffenna tukoppa muleke kutunulya Suuna mutandike okuwuliriza ennyimba z'abayimbi mulawo batewaliako bwe nakuba oluyimba lwe bayita follow you media yonna yanjiikira nkopya aba Nigeria naye ekigendera kyange nakinyonyola abo ne bagana okitegera nali ngezaako kulwana na music wa Nigeria abuutikidde wano tetulina patriotism mu music wano abantu bakuba ennyimba z'aba Nigeria
kati omuwagizi wali kusimu hello wanji mukwano wasuza otya yes
omulangira ng'asanyusa omulaba
Amina nange nsanyusa okuwulaba kuwuliza munnange
Farida njagala nkubuulira omulangira Ssuuna oyo mwana mulungi alina empisa
mumanyiganye
nze simumanyi naye bambi simuwulirangako ng'alwana nze mwagala nnyo ngange gebansa Kristiningi nate n'ekirala kituufu nnyo nti oyo omulangira ye yaleeta ba radio n'ewizo naye bakola bubi nnyo obutamusasula eko
okay yabasonyiwa
nabasonyiwa ngakyo sibanyigiranga nako
kale Christine webale nnyo tulabira ab'entindo omulala hello yes NTV yes ebo tuli bakambwe kale bambi tulabire nnyo
oyo omulangira Ssuuna naye bwagenda okuvaamu njagala anyimbiremu kayimba kati tiwali mbeera omanyi akakayimba nkagala nnyo
okay
webale nnyo balirasebo
ate omusajja mulungi oyo
amina webale kusiima
kale sebo tulabire nnyo ab'embalala omulala hello avuddeko hello wado kyatugamba ku follow
yes follow kati abayimbi ne baatakinga abamu aba media ne baatakinga ne Ssuuna akopye abamu kakati mbandi awo
hello wa alaikum salam
wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh
mwana nsanyusa walaba
alhamdulillah
omulangira Ssuuna mpozi kyengezako okwogera ku ekyo
hello tukuwulira
yes omulangira Ssuuna kyengezako okumugumya akume mu nsonga eyo nti Mungu yalungamya oyo gw'aba yagadde n'endala gyengezako okwogera omulangira Ssuuna twandivudde mu studio kubanga babakutegeera twali tukutegeera nnyo so tubadde tusaba oddeyo mu studio nga ne mu kuyimba oyimba oyamba abo abajja okusiima okitegedde muganda wange
esaata neyanziza nnyo amagezi
waalaikum salaam webale nnyo sebo follow you
kati abayimbi nga bwe gandi abantu ne bangwira bangi kyokka mba ndi awo empulya ziwalewale mba ndi awo basaaba bonna ne bayimba simanyi Suzana komyawo abaana nga buli ayimba ate ye kyewunyisa mu video bambalira ddala ate ebitengi kyokka ate nze at least mu video yange bw'ogitunulya follow singa badde basobola gikona katama ne bagijjekanya nayambala kikooyi si kyaffe wano
olaga patriotism
yes nayambala kikooyi nze mwe nakola ebyambalo kikooyi
nene ekitengi kyaffe
lindako nayambala kikooyi nenteekako gundi bino bayita ensimbi eŋŋanda okitegere ebyo na bintu byaffe engato nagitunga mu ddiba lya mbuzi oba kiwulira
marketinga Uganda
neteekamu abaana nga bazina bintu byaffe bya Uganda wano naye gwe tunuli abantu kati be bakuba enyimba abantu zebayimba tunne enyimba za Big I. I'm not attacking anyone. Wabula ngeza kuleta example abantu bajjukire enyimba za Big I, enyimba z'abaani bonna ababaze bakuba bistyle baka million bonna bayimba ekitengi sebo tekibanga ko
kiri African
mwakifuula bufuuzi anti African kakati bongamba nti nakopya aba Nigeria bote bali African
they are.
Yes, kikimugiza abantu kikibagezaako okwogera honest bwe namala okuteeka oluyimba nenzigulirawo platform buli muyimbye 99 at least eri muyimbye atayimbye ku kintu ekyo atayimbye bwati okiwulira music oyo ali fast bonna bamuyimbi
oko mwami ono ayegedde ku Cha studio studio zate wakolamu nsobi okujjawo studio eyo kuba wandikutte ku baana bato oba oli awo lumu wandivuddeyo omuntu n'akusiima mu ngeri gwe gy'owulira gy'oyagala
kati studio ekirowoozo ekyo
ate kwongerako ne ku income kubanga okuyimba si bangi ababukaddiiramu n'atuka okukootakoota ng'ayimba
kituufu era studio nira plans ezogizaawo nga teri ate kati ku level gye tukirabiramu wabula nga eri ku level ya nga wandise record label okitegeera nga at least omwana wogenda okuyamba mugenda okukwatagana naye musayininga engeri yaka contract
ngabeerawo
under you because abantu abasinga bwomala omuwa abanga azze ku mutina nogako omuyembe wamala ogulya nga atambula tajjukira okitegeera so ate nga nange siriwo okubeera nga nkolerera batwazi kubanga nina example emu bbiri eziraga nti nali nkoleddeko omuntu bwati nakola bwati so nange njankola ekino nga nkifunamu so nina okutula wansi nenkitegeka bulungi and I'm cooking it by the way
tukisuubire soon
inshallah taala
okay laba waliwo ali ku simu ayagala okubuuza soon ekintu kyonna hello
yes hello
okay avuddeko omulala hello media tebadde mbi nnyo gy'oli soona is it true
media tebangako mbi eri celebrity yenna no because gwe ne bonjogako ekibi oba oyogedde ku linnya lyange
kiba
good or bad ku muntu ku celebrity kimukolera because kikuuma muki
oba kiri ensonga lwaki abamu basazeewo okubeera balikuume buli kasi kubanga wano e Uganda ekirungi tekitala nnyo okuvuga ng'ekibi
kati mutuufu omuntu adesigninga ekintu kyewakanaga naye mutuufu kankole bwe nti
kiyingizaawo nga
nakifumba nakiteekamu obusente nakimaking okubeera real oba ebintu bingi ebintu
kati ekyo tukinenyezaani ffe media oba abantu kuba naffe olusi mu media tukolera abantu otumanya abantu kati baagala nnyo olugambo osangayo abafoolinga mu kinnya ekyo nabo ne bakugenda na lugambo kuba amanyi bwenteekawo wano olugambo whether false or true abantu bagenda kungula
believe me or not blame ya eri ku ffenna gwakifumba media ekiteekayo kuba ulira ofumbye ekintu kifu oyagala linnya media mu kifo ky'okuvumirira ekikolwa ekifu ekyo n'ekiwa platform gundi yakoze bwati gundi yakoze mwamulede obuntu ne budduka ku masimu WhatsApp biki abantu mu kifo ky'okusooka okunoonyeza bajajinge bakwata bukwasi mu babiri ne bagenda mu kivulu ky'omuntu oyo ne bamuwagira kati oba bamuwagidde kano akaana akasoma kajja kaagala omuntu oyo kagenda kulowooza ki nti bw'otuuka waggulu n'oweeyambula okola erinnya bw'otuuka waggulu n'olaga kino ku mubiri gwo okola erinnya omwana ono kwaffe tulindabirwamu abaana mwe beeraba
nze awenenyeza media nsonga singa media ignoring omuntu ono agenda gamba tebanfaako luli kati nkolera kikatemba nobody is going to care media yandibadde ignoring omuntu oyo
naye tejja kisobola kubanga tuli bayala nnyo wano omusajja omu omutwalo gumu najja nakola ekyo omutwalo gumu bwe guti kulayirira wallahi ekyo nkyogera ndi ku TV n'omuntu omwe ndi wayi jangu nkolerere bwoti genda bw'obeera ku radio kola bwoti n'omuwasingi muto kuba tuli bayala tetulina patriotism mu mutima gyaffe nti bannaye katufumbe ekintu Kenya yatulekawo TZ yatulekawo Nigeria egenze global ffe tulinayo omuyimbi omwe yakafuna international award kirungi nnyo alhamdulillah Mungu ye balituyamba kenzo tuteekayo Uganda ne bajuwuliramu ekyo kirungi nnyo era tusaba Mungu ayongere omuggulira
tulina n'abafunye kora tugitwalire eri international
Kiria naye yafunayo ko Quran is international zili ku African basis level Sisuwe is international
ntiba international egata amawanga agenjawulo eri global nsi yonna
kakati naye bali abasajja badduka speed naye nkubuulira amazima Uganda mu Africa wano yemu ku nsi ezina talent obuflowinzi bweti naye twerwanyisa ffe ffennyini tulina entalo ze twerwanyisaamu ifo kye twandye kuti kati waliwo ebintu ebimba ntya n'okwogera kankireke bulesi abantu bajja kungaba bulala.
Tombuliddeko ku kyabawo wakati wo ne revival
band pastor Iga olwaleero omuntu ayinza okujajinga omuntu naye soko tunulire omuntu gwada akolagana naye ali mu status ki.
Revival wamalayo bbanga ki?
Revival na katampeza omwaka tegwawera lwaki bwe twadu nze okugenda mu revival band nga amaze okumpita nagenda tugenda kusayininga contract naye ngenda okutuuka nga contract gyasayininga gyagala nsayininga ya myaka 10 nemuza lawyer wange nti kino kiri kitanga nti teri muntu ayinza kusayininga myaka 10 honestly talina na busobozi kusayininga muntu myaka 10 ku kiki ekiteekeddwa omusaba tasobola kakati niga ne mugamba omanyi tulivisitinga contract yo sisobanze kusayininga myaka 10 kusinza ku magezi agavudde wa lawyer wange nti gina kuba myaka emeka nemuga ati si myaka ngeji kati yenga omanyiyiga musajja ayina embeera ze bw'ayagala ekintu bwe kina okuba that's why olaba nti revival band naye eri awo bwetyo
ejja ne hitinga nemala nebula
yandibadde bandi yamanyi kuba omusajja alina obwongo obusobola okukola
nawulirako bagamba nti bakugobamu mbu olina ekisiraani
Okay, Farida, ekyo kankitwale nti kale bangoba no ekyo kisiraani zisibimanyire nze kankitwale nti bangoba nti nina ekisiraani kutyo mukyangambaayo kati tutandika okuanalyzinga success yaabo bakakubayo zikatikati mmeka
olina akayimba kewakubanga oli mu revival
nze sirina luyimba lwe nayiiza mu revival enyimba zange zonna nagenda nzirina tirina golinako oluyimba lulala luliko nti revival band
akaseera tekaali kawanvu
kyekugamba nti kati navaayo n'ekisiraani kyange ne basigala n'emikisa gyabwe mu kyaki yaabwe kati balinawo ki okuva lwe navaayo nti twakolayo shebweti ne ba successful twakuba katikati ne tujabya twakuba freedom city ne tugikola bwe saawa zino abantu bonna baddukayo abasinga eryawo eri mubiwagu gwolina gyojuwulira nti yalanze bweti
ndoza naye efumbere
kirabika ndowooza oba nakibalekera
ndowooza okay suna akadde katugwako ino tuyimbiramu akayimba lwo yagambye omuyimbiremu kayimba ki
tewali mbeera ya lubeera
tewali mbeera nesooka obuwe abantu bubaka yo fans cause beebuuza sona ali wabagumye
bafans obwandibadde ngaobubaka gagenda kujja nga mbawa ku magezi ku bayimbi bammwe kukunze n'abalala bonna bemwagala omuyimbi si kirungi kumubuuza nti wabulirawa akapya kaliwa no kubanga music talinga kufumba mmere ntiokera ku maca n'ofumba ekyemisana abantu ne babira ku shwari nti balinze n'ekyeggulu okitegeera music okozesa bwongo saawa zino omusajja asabye oluyimba lwange lwe bayita tewali mbeera lwa myaka naluyimba mu 2005 okiwulira saawa zino lwasabye kitegeeza nti ntakinga time okuyimba ekintu nga n'omuntu saawa zino akyasobola okukyagala
ova ku kyokuyimba ennyimba zoyimba
omuyimbi yenayina ogwensuubira nti amuwandiisi mulungi ateeka okuba ne inspiration of course oyina embeera gy'orelatinga kati oluyimba lwo narelatinga ku mbeera yange naye nga basically tubeera mu bantu n'owulira ebirowoozo by'abantu oluusi ekimu kijja buzzi n'olowooza nga nti niye wayinza okubaayo omuntu ayita mu kintu bwe kiti n'okiyimba ogenda okulaba ng'osanga omuntu
kati babalaba mu makooti wali oyimbira
babalaba mu makooti
naye wali mu makooti
babalaba mu makooti generally naye nnyimba ku bantu ensi kati yakyuka oyinza okusanga omuntu ng'avuga emmotoka ye ya bbeeyi kuba ekyo olimba onalujja ku kino nasanga omusajja nga ali mu Range Rover Sport naye ng'emusiseeko nga bagisindika sport imagine kwenajja oluyimba olwo nga basajja tubalabiraawo kati wenajja idea nenga kangene mpanika oluyimba kati bwali abalwagala omusajja naggambye nti gundi ennyonyi yazifula taxi asuubula China mwezi atikkula container nga 4 nga mwamugamba oyo tebasobola namusibira bu miliyoni 6 naye tembala bulijjo nga bateekako bamubanja miliyoni 2 revenue nemutwalamu nemusibe ruzira nga mbadde mulowooza nti nanyini company gundi kati oluyimba onalulimba nga lukwata ku mbeera bwetyo abagagga abamu tubalowoleza naye nga nemuyenga yavaayo dda n'atundayo yeeberera busega gwe tomanyi omugagga nga anaagwa gwe tomanya erinnya liba lyakwata kibanga muyimbi kamiliyoni ne bwagwa kati kizibu okugamba nti erinnya lyakwata si kyangu kuvaayo nti bumu kigo no
okay tuyimbiremu aka kayimba teri mbeera ya lubeerera then we call it a rap
kibadde kirungi nnyo sebo webale nnyo kwagala kayimba ako tewali mbeera katonda gye yatonda nga yakubeera olubeerera oyo yenna kweragirako muleka yambuke enkeera ajja kukkirira togwamu manyi olwaleero oli bubi naye kola nnyo enkeera ojja kutereera.
Okay, webale nnyo Ssuuna ebadde program mwasuze mutya bwe tugikomekereza eya weekend osobola nawe okumbulira ni gweyagala nkuleetere Friday ejja tuddemu nate ku Monday Ssuuna agenda tukoneramu dance katonotono nga bwe tutera kikola ku Friday.
Kuzikira
Okay, bye musibe bulungi weekend ennungi.
Love you all.
Muslim and I'm so proud. Mulinyala Allah shout it loud. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Mbatole la salam. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin sallallahu wa sallam. Oyo eyatusomesa obusilamu. Kubuli kitufu n'ekijamu. Yatulamira fenna bakkiriza nti tutye nnyo Allah tufune jana yennam. Ya Allah, ya Allah. Abasiramu tunywerere ku Allah. Ya Allah. Nebo bamumuswiba tobako Allah. Jala jalaluhu ya Allah. Ya Allah. Jala jalaluhu ya Allah. Ya Allah. Ya Allah. Rabbi ya Rabbina ya Allah. Ya Allah. Hey, hey, hey. Allahu Akbar. Hey, hey, hey. Allahu Akbar. Buli kimu nkikola lila nfuba kola birungi nkuŋŋaanya mbeera ejjana ya Allah gye nkolerera era enkola y'omubaka kwentambulira nze buli kimu nkikola lila eswala Ramadhani nkola lila eyo zaka ne saddaaka mbitola lila njagala nkolere hijja insha Allah njagala obusiraamu bwange mbutuse eri Allah ngasiimye njagala mpitewo ku mizaani ya Allah nfune ejjana ye nesiime tegemeko mukisikirize njagala mbone ebibonyobonyo bya kabuli ebiniize ya Allah ya Allah ya Allah ya Allah abasiramu tunywerere ku Allah ya Allah ya Allah nebo bamumuswiba tobako Allah jala jalaluhu ya Allah ya Allah jala jalaluhu ya Allah ya Allah ya Allah Rabbi ya Rabbina ya Allah ya Allah. Hey, hey, hey. Allahu Akbar. Hey, hey, hey. Allahu Akbar. I am Muslim and I'm so proud. Mulinyala Allah shout it loud. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Mbatole la salam. Fenna tulibanduba Allah. Nanyini bwiza Mungu wekitiwa. Musasizi w'abasasizi omulezi omutonzi w'eggulu n'ensi ayagala nnyo nnyo n'okusonyiwa oyo ayonoona n'amala neyenenya ya Allah ya Allah ya Allah ya Allah abasiraamu tunywerere ku Allah ya Allah ya Allah nebo bamumuswiba tobako Allah jala jalaluhu ya Allah tunyweze la ilaha illallah I just wanna be right by your side. Together we can be like Bonnie and Clyde, like a groom and bride. Woman, I want to be right by your side. I'ma do you right, we no compass and fight. Everything will be right. Hey, woman, I want you to know I'm gonna follow you wherever you go. I'm not gonna stop. I'ma follow you, follow you. I'm gonna follow you, follow you. I'ma follow you, follow you. I'm gonna follow you wherever you go. I'm gonna follow you, follow you. I'ma follow you. I'm gonna follow you because I'm beautiful. I'ma follow you, follow you, follow you. Wherever you go, I follow you, follow you. I'ma follow you, follow you, follow you. Wherever you go, I follow you, follow you. I'ma follow you. Girl, I want to be my baby. I want to be my lady, and every day we be like a holiday. And someday we shall be walking down the aisle. I want to be my baby, I want to be my lady, and every day we be like a holiday. And someday we shall be walking down the aisle. 'Cause I want to put a ring on it. I promise you, girl, you won't regret. Nothing will tear us apart. Wherever you go, I'm gonna follow you, follow you. I'ma follow you, follow you. I'm gonna follow you wherever you they go. I'm gonna follow you, follow you.
NTV, turning on your world.
Stay closer for longer. 12 hours fresh breath with close-up deep action. Discover the new look of close-up deep action. Your refreshing close-up now in a new look.
Effective Monday, 6 July, screening time for your favorite drama series, The Hostel, is Monday at 7:35 p.m. Behind Closed Doors will air Wednesday to Friday at 8:05 p.m. and repeats on Saturdays at 3 p.m. Brave Woman will be showing on Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 10 p.m. and repeats will air on Thursdays and Fridays at 11:30 a.m.
I urge the relevant authorities to extend for at least 2 years.
As we speak today, the TV stations have gone off. People may not have enough information in TV.
We shall never be super ready. So I'm of the view that let's use this chance to use the little we have to achieve the best from that.
And we would like to see the Electoral Commission taking that role of seeing how the security agencies are deployed.
This program is rated PG. It is suitable for children ages 8 and above, but parental guidance is advised as it might contain mild violence and mature situations.
America first fell in love with Eddie Thomas and Gwen Harrison in the box office smash Autumn with Greg and Peg. They had the most celebrated marriage in Hollywood. Who could forget how they hit one out of the park in Requiem for an Outfielder?
You can't die, Mike. You can't. Because I love you.
I didn't do it. I'm innocent. Why won't anyone believe me?
I object, Your Honor! You're out of order! No, you're out of order, sir! I object to the way my client has been treated! I object to the fact that I've allowed my professional judgment to become clouded by my feelings for my client. I object to the way the room seems to spin whenever she walks into it. I object, Your Honor, because I love this woman.
Their love opened our eyes in Sasha and the Optometrist.
Read from the top line, Sasha.
I-L-O-V-E-Y. Oh.
You.
Dr. Martin.
Eddie Thomas and Gwen Harrison, America's sweetheart.
God, they were great. Made my job cake. Danny, I did the press for all of their movies, all 9. 6 of them did over $100 million. Yep. They were on top of the world. And then she had to go and blow it by taking up with that Spaniard. Did you cut this yourself?
Well, no, Chad and Mark.
Oh, always take credit. That is survival rule number 1.
Okay, yes, I did it on my Mac.
Rule number 2, don't take credit until someone actually says they like what you did. It's not bad.
I hope this isn't too awkward for you, Lee. I know I'll never be able to fill your shoes.
Oh, I know.
Kingman's office just called. He's down in the screening room, and he wants you to take a look at something right away.
Karen, would you please remind Mr. Kingman that he fired me last week and then invite him at his earliest convenience to kiss my undercarriage?
I think you want to see this, Lee.
Hello, Dave.
Lee.
Thank you for coming. Why am I here? No, I'm just confused. I mean, after all, you did fire me last week, so why am I here?
I brought you here to see the new Hal Weidman film.
Really?
Yes. Eddie and Gwen's last movie, and you know their movies better than anybody.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
All of it?
Mm-hmm.
How is it?
Would you roll that, please? I want you to be the first to see what only I have seen. As a friend.
Something wrong? Did the film break?
No. The film is fine. At least I think the film is fine, wherever it is. I spent $86 million of the studio's money on 20 seconds of titles.
Oh.
That's all he sent me. The titles! And a note. Dave, we could also do these in blue.
We had to make a Hal Weidman picture. The man's won 3 Oscars. He's a genius.
No! There's only been one genius in this business, and that was Senor Wences.